mind. But still, we've still got a lot of time left in this stream, and we've got a whole new episode to explore. Recipe for Turnabout. Oh boy, here we go. A recipe, huh? Y'all know we love cooking and food on this community and stream, so this is sure to be a doozy. Let's go. That's enough. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. It wasn't me! I swear it wasn't me! The evidence and testimony we have seen and heard are conclusive. The victim was alone at his table when he drank from the poison cup of coffee. No! You're wrong! I know what I saw! I saw... I saw someone else there! A man! He's the real killer! Why won't anyone believe me? And why does that look like Phoenix? Well, I'd say that pretty much wraps up this case up, wouldn't you, Mr. Wright? This court finds the defendant. What? How can we get it guilty? And against Payne? Hello? What? I'm sorry? Oh, now it's January. Is this a nightmare? It might be. We've had those before on this game. Cooking, food, and Iggy's particular pronunciation of a particular word. Yes. Ah! The start of the new year always makes me feel like I can take on the whole world. I bet it does, Maya. So, I've decided that our resolution should be, Zavari, take on the world. It's been almost 3 months and you're still saying that catchphrase, Maya? Come on. Because it was, like, that case was October, and now supposedly it's January. Whatever. What do you think? Sure, whatever, Maya. But I think maybe you've had more than enough mistletoe cake. Ooh. I wonder what mistletoe cake tastes like. Because what? I know there's fruit cake. And then in Japan there's Christmas cakes. What would mistletoe cake be? Either way, it's sweets. YOLO, yep. Never. You've got to eat a lot of cake during New Year's. It's practically a tradition. Like watching the fireworks on TV or playing a board game. Hey, pal! Oh. Why does he look angry? Detective Gumshoe. Happy New Year, Detective! Likewise. Now listen up, right? I wanna... Here's to another fruitful year of lawyer police cooperation. Yeah, me too. Alright, pal, you've got some explaining to... Have you gotten a holiday present for me, Detective? A what? Well, here, have this. It's really nothing much, but... Yay, thanks! Look, pal, we need to have a talk. Take a seat! Hey, what about Pearlie? You haven't forgotten her present, have you? Ah, no, I mean, yes. I mean, no. Are you doing this on purpose? I guess I'm busted. How did you like my first practical joke of the year? Very funny, pal. Now let's see how funny you think it is when I show you this. What is it? A magazine? Hey, I want to see. Someone made fun of me yesterday for referencing the old joke of the cake is a lie. What? What? That's rude. Old jokes never die out. People still make jokes from movies from the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. Are you kidding me? I'm trying to think. Someone actually used that reference. And I'm trying to remember where it was. I think it was... I think it was actually watching an SMRPG speedrun. I think it was actually during How to Teach a Speedrunner. How to Teach a Speedrunner. And it was Pidge and all of them for SMRPG Remake and teaching the any percent speedrun. And I think it was during the Bunt section that came up where when Bunt came alive. Yes, it was GDQ last night. And someone said, "Oh, the cake is alive." When Bunt comes to life. It's like, ha ha ha. Funny joke. So there you go. You make jokes from centuries ago for my job? Hey, that's fine. Jokes and puns are timeless. For me, at least. Deadly poisoning brings guilty verdict. Defense attorney Wright trounced? What? Trounced? Let me see that. The defense attorney gave an almost childishly amateur performance yesterday. What the heck is this? It's a report, pal, about you. Listen to this. Mr. Wright must take full responsibility for the ruling in this case. Well, and don't tell me you don't remember anything about it. But I don't remember anything about it. When was that issue from, anyway? December of last year, which I guess makes it last month. Which makes it old news, you mean? But I wasn't involved in a poisoning case in December. Excuse me. So what do you think this is all about, Nick? If it wasn't you, pal, then that leaves only one possibility. No way. You don't mean... a phony Nick? This must be Gumshoe's idea of a joke. Guess he's starting off the year with one, too. December 5th? Dang. So, what are you gonna do about it, pal? What do you mean, what am I gonna do about it? Well, it's your fault that the judge found the defendant guilty in this case. My fault? How do you figure that? Because the Phoenix Wright is super famous now. Well, maybe only sort of. Dang. Yeah, see what happens when you hotshots start getting too full of yourselves? But I didn't do anything wrong. At least, not that I can remember. You better make this right, pal. Now! And that means taking the case back to court. Got it? Sounds like we've got our first case of the new year. Let's tackle it with gusto. I don't know. The judge already issued a guilty verdict once in this case. It's not going to be easy to get it overturned. I guess that New Year's resolution is going to have to wait until next year. So you're taking the case, right? Good. I'm gonna head over to the courthouse then. After that, I'll go back to the precinct. Drop by if you need something, okay, pal? Okay. I guess people are starting to know the name Phoenix Wright. If a client entrusted a case to me based on my reputation, I guess I am kind of responsible. Well, why would someone want to impersonate me? What sort of a guy would do that? Say, well... Guess we need to get a move on. I guess we'll go to the detention center first. Time to find someone guilty of fraud, right? This is so nerve-wracking, waiting to meet our new client. I wonder just what kind of person you tricked and got found guilty. Keep it down, Maya. That kind of talk could ruin me. How could you, Mr. Wright? How could you do this to me? Maggie? They put me in solitary. I haven't been able to stop crying. Aren't you? Yes, I am. I am totally and utterly let down. Are you? Don't pretend you don't know me. It's me, Maggie, remember? Maggie Bird. Maggie Bird. Ah! Maggie Bird. She's the policewoman I defended that one time. Case 2-1. She was accused of murdering her lover. He was a cop, too. What are you doing in here? Didn't I get you a quit? Oh, sure. Very funny. After that fifth-rate defense job, you come in here and start making jokes? You better hurry up and tell her what happened, Nick. Oh, I see. So that's where we stand right now. I'm sorry you've been caught up in another murder. My whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. I vaguely remember her saying the exact same thing last time. But I don't mind. What's one more disaster in my life? I don't know, being in prison seems like kind of a disaster. At least, now the real Mr. Right is here with me. I won't let the world keep me down, sir. The inevitable question, does Maggie Bird bake pies? Is it from that... Are you referencing the rhyme minstrel? Is that what you're thinking? Or Maggie. So how come you're dressed like that, Maggie? Last year you looked so sharp in that police uniform. I was fired after that incident last year. Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay. I don't mind one bit. I enjoyed being on the force, but I think it was time for me to move on. The rhyme isn't even necessary. Ah. So what do you do now? In the second act of The Life of Maggie Bird, I'm playing the role of a waitress. A waitress? Yes, in a French restaurant. It's a small place, but it's quite fashionable. My charming smile and shapely figure came through for me. Oh. And the owner, Mr. Armstrong, hired me straight away, sir. And then you got into this mess straight away, right? Yeah, you could put it that way. This whole mess started on the 3rd of last month. And it happened at Tribulations. Tribulations? Yes, it's a restaurant where good service and a friendly smile are always included. Oh. There were 2 men at the table, both drinking coffee. And then... one of the men slipped some poison into the victim's cup. The victim took just 1 sip and was gasping for air. I was so shocked I passed out. Hey, hold on there, Maggie. What? You keep calling the guy the victim. Didn't you know the guy who was killed? Not at all. I'd never even seen the guy before. Oh. So she wouldn't have had a motive to kill him then, I guess. And the other man, the killer, you saw him, right? Of course, a good waitress must be attentive to the clientele. So you saw the killer, but you were found guilty of the crime anyway? How come? You tell me, Mr. Wright. Ah! Guess the answer to my question is my phony. Anyway, she saw the killer. Better see if I can get a description of the guy. So if you saw the murderer, why were you still convicted? Because no one else saw. Saw what? The other man, the one who put the poison in the victim's coffee. Everyone testified that way. Mr. Armstrong, the customer, everyone. The victim was sitting alone at his table the whole time. But how's that possible? I don't know, but nobody, not one person would believe me, sir. Even Phoenix Wright, my last hope for a fair trial, failed me. What a pathetic defense. My granny could have done a better job. Look, that wasn't me, okay? And then... they found something a bit incriminating in my apron pocket. What? A small bottle of poison. What? Poison? It was in your pocket? Well, I passed out when the victim collapsed. The killer must have slipped the poison into my pocket when I was unconscious. And no one else saw this other guy? No, sir. That's what everyone said. But I don't see how they could have missed him. I was the one who took the coffee to the 2 men. Oh? And what was your impression of them? Well, when I first saw them, I kinda thought they might be in the music industry. Music? How come? Well, one of them had some sort of earpiece and an emo musician's look about him. And there was a sample CD on the table, sir. An earpiece and a sample CD, huh? Did you get a look at the CD at all? It had a band's name written on it. I think it was MC something. They must have been preparing for their debut, I guess. So it was a band's CD. Maybe a promo disc? Maybe it was MC Screwdriver. Instead of MC Hammer, is that what you're saying? Get serious, Maya. Would you buy the CD of a group named that? What was the name of that group again? MC Hacksaw? No. MC... And what about the killer? What did he look like? Well, I don't really remember. Only that he was a young man. Well built like the victim, really. Oh yeah, I need to ask you about this. Hey, this article is about my case. Can you tell me anything about the guy who was pretending to be me? Yes, sir. It was the morning after I'd been arrested. I met you in the visitor's room here. You were wearing one of your super sharp suits. Me? Yes, you, Mr. Wright. Hey, Maggie. Was my evil double I am here too? Maya backwards. Ha ha ha. No, I don't remember a phony you, Maya. Oh, it would have been so cool. Then you got really worked up and passionate. I'm gonna get you cleared of this crime, you said. Okay, I get the picture, but you've met me in person before. So how come you didn't realize that guy wasn't the real me? I guess, looking back now, it was a little strange. Only a little? Well, okay, so you were a bit taller than normal, and you looked a bit shady. And your voice was a bit weird. Oh, and you had this kind of funny accent, and... So the guy was nothing like me then? But he had your spiky hair and blue suit. Is that all it takes for someone to imitate me? Dang. How about everyone else in the courtroom, like the judge and the observers? Didn't they realize he was an imposter? Everyone had these big question marks on their faces. But it seemed that no one wanted to say anything, sir. Is this making fun of cosplayers? I don't know. This case just keeps getting weirder and weirder. Mr. Wright, do you think it's possible to get a retrial? Probably. The court ruled in the absence of a genuine defense attorney. So we should be able to get a retrial. Mr. Wright? Do you think we'll win next time, sir? My life has been a full-course meal of bad luck, complete with defeat for dessert. Since I was 6 months old, when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building, I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster. I even landed a phony lawyer when I had the misfortune of being accused of murder. But I will survive, because Maggie Bird always lives to fight another day. Bless, child. And one day I'll find it. Just you wait and see, sir. I'll find that one single moment of good luck. Ugh. Jin Yof is really gonna pay for this. Backwards Phoenix? Maya, you're trying too hard. Can we call the phony Mr. Phoenix Mr. Wrong? Yep. What are you staring at me like that for? But Maya's right. Whoever it is that thought it was a good idea to use my name and get an innocent girl convicted of murder had better watch out. We'll find him, don't you worry. We'll get Jinyo for you. Oh, thank you. Oh, I'll tell you where Tribulations is then. Right, the restaurant where the murder took place. Yes, sir. When you go, please tell Mr. Armstrong I said hi. Sure. Alright, Nick, let's go check out this restaurant and its food. Alright, Maya. One sec. Alright, well, we know where to go. We'll go visit Gumshoe soon, but let's go check out Trabian. Wow. This place is pink! I mean, it's pretty, but man, is it pink. I feel when Discord blows up. It's with good reason, though. It's with good reason, though, so it's fine. But yeah, this place is pink. Oh my gosh. What is this theme? It's so feminine. It sounds like something from like a Japanese like dating pixelized pixel game or something. The plus side, the Ami urn would fit in here because it's pink. Ha ha ha. It's very pink and rosy. Wow, look at this place. Look, more like smell. What is with the suffocating scent of flowers in here? Then again, girls like that kind of thing, right? Actually, I'm not all that into it. No one's coming to seat us. Maybe there's no one here? Don't be silly, Maya. This is a restaurant, and it's open for business. Hello? Anyone here? I don't believe it. There really isn't anyone here. Perfect. Let's get intrusive. If there's no one here, we can take anything we want. Yeah, I suppose we can. It's a rack full of fashion magazines, and they're all in French. Why don't you try wearing something a bit more chic sometime, huh, Maya? Yeah, I guess I could. I'm always in my acolyte clothes, aren't I? It'd be fun to wear normal clothes every now and then. There's something stuffed in behind the rack. It looks like a sports paper to me. And hey, look at this! Someone scribbled a little doodle on one of the pages. MC Bomber. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. $100,000? Maybe. I wonder what MC Bomber is supposed to be. This paper. It's from December 3rd. This paper's from the day of the poisoning. What? Paper from the day of the murder. This has got to be a clue. I should see if I can find out some more about this paper. Alright. Open for business despite the obvious crime scene. Crime scene smack dab in the middle. Yeah, you're kinda not wrong, considering, like, right here. This must be the table where the murder occurred. I guess so, with all this police tape all around it. And that stain must be the poisoned coffee. Don't go licking the tablecloth, okay, Maya? Why would I lick it? I'm not a cat, you know. And why can I picture you doing just that? This table's set nicely. It just needs a customer. What do you think this flower is, Nick? Let's see. Well, it doesn't look like a tulip, and it's not a sunflower. I don't think. Duh, even I could have told you that. Well, those are the only kinds of flowers I know. I know. Dagnabbit, I'm a lawyer, not a botanist. I mean, they kind of look like some sort of miniature roses. Or maybe like small carnations of some sort. I mean, if I had to take by the motif, I would imagine they were like little roses or something or other. My best guess. I don't know, that's the only thing that kind of stood out to me. French, chic, clothing, found that. Time to switch theming from French boutique with pink roses to murder mystery theatrical dinners. Yep. Let's Look at all the little trinkets tucked away in here. I bet Mr. Armstrong collected all of these personally. Let's see. A bouquet of flowers, some potpourri, and look! Fine bone china cups. I never knew you were so cultured. Come on, Maya, this is common knowledge. Any Joe Schmo knows this much. Look, it's one of those magical boxes that spits out money. You know, you're the only person who would ever describe a cash register in that way. It's the restaurant's front entrance. There's a sign hanging on the door written in French. It probably says open or closed. It must be one or the other, but I don't know which since I don't know Jacques about French. Ah, funny fun game. Don't know Jacques instead of Jack. You love to see it. Alright. Anything else? This restaurant has partitions that separate the tables. When you're seated at a table, you can only see the tables to your right or left. Oh. Wow, it's a beautiful winter wonderland out there. Really? Cool, I love snow. Let me see. Huh? It's not white. It's not even snowing. Got you. I was only kidding, Maya. Nick! There are lies that are okay to tell, and lies that definitely aren't. All I did was tell an itty-bitty white lie about non-existent white snow. Well... I don't know, maybe we'll go somewhere snowy someday. Well, I think this is all we've got to do. Alright, to the Criminal Affairs Department. The Blue Badger got a friend! And they're handcuffed together, okay. It's been ages since we came down to the precinct, huh, Nick? Looks like Gumshoe isn't around. He's got it so easy, leaving everyone else to do the work. No, he's out there somewhere. My bet is on the courthouse. He's probably trying to arrange the retrial of this case. Guess that means we should go to the detention center and chat with our killer, huh? After being convicted without a fair trial, I'm not sure killer is the right label. Hey, that's the police mascot, isn't it? It's so cute. That's the Blue Badger. It was my idea. I made it, and now it's the national symbol of the police force. So what's with the pink one? It's new, right? She's not an it, Nick. She's a she, right, Chief? Yep, meet the Pink Badger. So one's called Blue and the other's called Pink. But they're both called Badger? You got it. They're married. Mr. and Mrs. Badger seem to be cuffed together, Chief. You got it. That's marriage for you. Whoa, a mascot that's deeper than the deepest of oceans. Okay, either he's implying that they're trapped in marriage or they're into something else that we won't get into. Either way. Batch. Speaking of old 2000s memes and jokes. Thanks, Minstrel. Oh! I guess we can show her this. Oh, a sports paper. Let's see. Did Guts and Braun manage to defend his heavyweight title? Sorry, Maggie, that paper is actually a month old. It's from the day of the murder. And Gutson got knocked out yesterday, I'm afraid. Oh, no. I found this paper in the magazine rack at Tribulations. Really? That's strange. Tribulations doesn't get newspapers. Mr. Armstrong says he's not really fond of them. And maybe one of the customers left it behind? Anyway, what I want you to take a look at is this scribble here. Aha! That's it, sir! MC Bomber! That was the name that was written on the CD! Just as I thought. I guess it wasn't MC Screwdriver after all. So that $100,000 must be a down payment for a record deal, right? If someone gave me $100,000, I'd sing for sure. I would too. I would hope I could even get $100,000 for my singing voice. The Master of Karine, or the Spirit Song, or even Maya's theme. Okay, Maya. So if the sample CD was on the victim's table, that means this newspaper may have belonged to the victim. You're right. So the victim left this behind on the day of the murder, huh? I think we better step up the investigation, don't you, Nick? Hey. Nothing here. What am I missing? We need to go find Gumshoe, but we can't go to the... We can't go to the thing. Oh. Okay. Oh la la, bonjour! Welcome to La Tribulations! Oh, hello? What happened to Maya? She's frozen stiff. Oh my. Oh my. Bienvenue! Welcome to my petite restaurant. Huh? B Avenue? Oh no, my petite tulip. Huh? Me? Look at this face. I'm not going to go as deep into my typical French accent since I'm only reading this right now. Look at this face, like a kitten rejected by its own mother. You are fatigued, no? Alors, you need this. An aromatic bath oil mélangé à la neroli à la rose. My personal recommendation. That's a cute bottle, though. You think I need what? Oui, just add a couple of drops of this mixture to the bathwater and voila! It will soothe your body and your mind. It's simply fantastic. Really? And for le monsieur? Who? Me? Look at that face, like a puppy rejected by life itself. You are fatigued, no? For you, monsieur, I recommend this. Oil of bergamot. And maybe an hint of... Oui. I will add le peppermint and le clary sage for a fragrance exceptionnel. That actually sounds pretty good. Dude's running his own Bath and Body Works out of this restaurant. Shoot. Yes, chef. Such an invigorating recipe will bring out your delicious beauty, monsieur. Oh. My beauty? Alors, if you will be seated, I will bring you the special menu of the day. Actually, we're not here to eat. We're lawyers. My bien sûr. I know this already, monsieur. You are Le Phoenix Wright, non? Yes. You know me? My, oui. I never forget a man who flirts with me, especially in court. I guess he was cross-examined by our mysterious Zin Yof. It looks like everyone to do with this case already knows who I am already. I wonder what sort of impression Zin Yof's been leaving on people, don't you? Allow me to introduce myself to you again. I am Jean Armstrong. Enchanté. Oh my. Excuse me. Ugh. Okay. Well, now seems like a perfect time probably for me to either get another throat lozenge or drink some more water just to try to cleanse everything. But again, as y'all see, ads are about to start, so we'll go ahead and let the ads go off. Of course, we've already had one person redeem voice acting, which I think I have it on a cooldown, which should have already been gone, but I think it's only been able to be redeemed by one person, one time per person per stream, for upwards of 5 times. Especially if y'all want to hear my terrible French accent. and such. We are going to go ahead and take a break. Again, only 3 minutes of ads per hour to turn off pre-rolls for everybody that's coming in. It benefits the stream, and it's a good time for you guys to all take a break for me as well. Just, you know, for good streaming and good stream viewing habits and such. Very good, which also is what Trebian means. It does. You are correct, Minstrel. But yeah, I will go ahead and get some water, as I encourage y'all to do as well. I'll leave y'all with the little cute little pink bop. That's just what I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it the pink bop. I don't know what else to call it, because it's just like it's too cute. Alright, be right back. Oh hey, I'm also wearing pink today. Alright. That should be over, so thank you everybody for your patience. The peppy pink bop, yes. Again, it sounds like something that would be in like some of those old 90s pixelated video games and such. Alright, so let us continue. Oh, funny enough, she was asking what does très bien mean, huh? So what does très bien mean? I know très, that means 3, right? Wrong language, Maya. No, très bien is français. In English, you would say very good. Oh, very good. Oui, exactement. La atmosphere is très bien, and la cuisine is très bien. If the food's so good, why aren't there any customers in here? My cuisine is not for all. Some people, they do not appreciate the hot cuisine. I thought everyone liked hot cuisine. Since I have lost Maggie, I do not have enough hands. So you're running this place on your own now? Oui, for the moment. No one has answered my advertisement. Oh, pour moi. Please don't eyeball me while you say that. I am the chef. I am the manager. I am also a trained aromatherapist. A roaming what? A practitioner de aromatherapy, the art of soothing the soul with the delicate floral aromas. Delicate? The smell coming from that bottle earlier was anything but. So could you tell me what you know about the incident? Bien, it makes me sad to remember it, yet I remember it so well. More than a month has passed since it happened. Yeah, I guess it's been about a month since Maggie's sentencing. So, it was the 3rd of last month, at just 1 in the afternoon. And again, I know I sound terrible, but I'm trying not to go too thick into my French accent since we're not voice acting this. A man who was in here for a coffee suddenly became ill. Because of the poison in his coffee? That is the truth as I know it. It was Maggie who took his drink to him. I was in the kitchen. I heard the sound of someone collapsing. When I came out to see what it was, he was already slumped in his chair. He was dead? Mon Dieu, oui! He was dead! Maggie had passed out also. And this man who died, was he alone? Oui, monsieur. All alone. I know that Maggie said there was someone else, but... I see. Oh, I just noticed on the cutout there that it showed the chair. Even the, Rococo style... Don't rail me about getting the wrong style. The little chair, even the material had a très bien, kind of like, what's it? It's not gonna be leather, but kind of like the print on, famously branded, purses and stuff. But it had, like, TB on it, on the chair's material. That's cute. La police, they asked me many times. Are you sure there was no one else at the table? They asked. But I am not the only one. The old man said the same thing. The old man? What old man? So who is this old man that you mentioned? At the time of the murder, there was another customer in here. What? Someone else saw it? My, oui, as usual, he came alone that day. At the time of the murder, he was here. He saw it too. But he said the same thing, that there was no one else at the victim's table. But Maggie swears there were 2 people. My, mademoiselle, the lawyer, he could not prove this, non? About the lawyer, that was me, I suppose? My, bien sûr. Wow, he's the first person who said it wasn't me. Don't kid yourself, Nick. Now who's the one making stuff up? Anything to present? We found this sports paper in the magazine rack here. One of my customers must have left it behind. Do you have any idea which customer it was? The only ideas I have, mademoiselle, I save for my kitchen. I am not a lawyer myself. I do not wish to speak out of turn. But your defense in court that day was a little, how you say, lacking, perhaps. Even a Frenchman who cannot speak any English could have done a better job. Ooh. You were very cool, though. Ooh, oui, oui. So handsome. Wow, I wonder just how bad the defense could have been. Who knows? Every time you opened your mouth, the old courthouse stirred. Oh man, that is something I don't want to imagine. Please, monsieur, there is no need to show me that. You are Monsieur Phoenix Wright, the worst defense attorney in town. What? I think I can imagine how he formed this completely wrong impression of me. The last time we met, did I show you this badge? Oui, you flashed it to everyone in the restaurant. Looks like Zin Yof is a bigger fan of flashing stuff than you are, Nick. Well. You know anything else about this old man, or are you not gonna tell me anything? Also, I see now why he's called Armstrong. But which badge is the real one? I don't know. Now what? Oh, wait. We could show him a profile. I keep forgetting I've got to do that. Maggie was a policewoman once, n'est-ce pas? Yes, but she had to quit for, reasons beyond her control. Oui, she was the suspect in the murder investigation, no? Oh, you know about that? That is why I gave to her la perfume for la happiness. Happiness perfume? Oui, blended from bergamot that I have given to you before. She's been arrested again, and found guilty this time. Answers Badger. No. This is true. Her natural aroma of unhappiness must have been very strong. Just admit it, your perfume doesn't work. I'm not surprised she was the prime suspect, after something like that took place before my very eyes. Something like what? What's this guy talking about? Does this mean Maggie did have a motive? We've got to ask this guy for more info. Stat. Okay. When Maggie took the coffee over to the victim, did anything happen? Oui, I suppose you could say so. So what happened? No, it was nothing. Look, Maggie says she didn't even know the guy, but she's still been indicted for murder. The prosecution must have come up with some kind of motive. Oui, it is true. If there was anything at all between Maggie and the victim, it could be relevant. So please, tell us anything you know. Uh-oh. Cyclops? No way. What are we going to do, Nick? We'll just have to remove— What the? What's wrong? The Magatama. It's gone. Huh? I had it in my pocket, but it's vanished into thin air. What? But I could see the Cyclops. Maybe that means the Magatama's nearby? Mr. Armstrong, could I just confirm something with you again? The table where the victim was sitting. Was anyone else sitting there? That is a question you will have to ask him yourselves. Huh? Him? The old man spends all of his time dans le parc. Le parc? Oh, a park. What park's that? Behind the restaurant. It's called Vitamin Square. Thank you. Je vous prie, my dear. Let's go check out this Vitamin Park right now, Nick. Well, at least we got some information. Also, why is a park called— oh. I was gonna say, why is this park called Vitamin Square? But I guess that's kind of why. Yeah, there will be a little bit of French flying around in here, it seems. It's like if only we had Scherzo since he knows French a little bit. A wee bit. Ha 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 ha. See, the birds are getting their vitamins at least. Yeah, that's a lot of burbs. So this is Vitamin Square. Yeah, I see where they get the name from now. The fruits scream vitamins at you. Hey, Nick. That's the guy, right? Isn't that the old man Mr. Armstrong was talking about? That grouchy-looking grandpa? He's throwing seeds out for the pigeons. Maya, he's not throwing seeds for them. He's throwing seeds at them. I'm surprised that actually still went through. I forgot if I actually have that on here. Also, that is a theme. And a nose. I don't think I have the channel point thing on here. Oops. But hopefully the sound still went through. Ugh. My grumpiness threat level has just been raised to red. Hi. Excuse me. Would you mind if I had a word with you? Yes! I just want to ask you a couple of questions. What's the matter with you? Can't you see I'm busy? So you don't like my seeds, eh, pigeons? Are you throwing soybeans? He's really chucking those seeds at them. That's got to hurt. Go on, eat this. Funny enough, I forget what it is, but I know that it's some sort of tradition in Japan that they like chuck soybeans, like dry soybeans. It's for something or other, like chase the Oni away or whatever. I forget what the tradition is called, but I think like that's supposed to be kind of what he's doing. I don't know. Excuse me, sir. Can I ask you about Maggie Bird? I don't know any Maggie Bird. Yes, you do. Maggie, the waitress at Tribulations. Ha! It's a disgrace, I tell you, an utter disgrace. A disgrace? An innocent young girl revealing herself like that. Revealing? You mean her uniform? The youth of today, they don't have any shame. No shame, I tell you. Not 1 ounce. Whatever happened to the old Bushido values of Japan, like honor and modesty? What about me? I'm not wearing anything revealing. Your problem is you lack any sense of grace. Talk about hitting a girl where it hurts. Do you go to Tribulations a lot? That miserable excuse for a restaurant? That garbage they serve in there is not food. Where's the sushi, the tempura, the rice? Tribulations is a French restaurant, sir. Where do you think we are, boy? In Paris? I want real food, not those snooty snacks. And what about those shameless girls? You mean the waitresses? You can see all the way up to their... Excuse me? Yes, the waitresses. They're practically naked. It's a disgrace, isn't it? Well, isn't it? Listen, it's not my restaurant. Ah, it's a miserable excuse for a restaurant, that place. Miserable. He certainly knows the place. He must be a regular. But if he hates it so much, why does he keep going? Are you a regular at that restaurant, sir? It's just, if you dislike it so much, why would you keep going there? Sir? There you are, you filthy pigeons. You want food? Ha ha ha! Take that! You have questions about his recollections? Yeah. He must be hiding something, right? If he is, I should be able to see a cyclock or two. Oh, wait. I don't exactly have the Magatama right now, huh? Remember, Nick, that Magatama is only on loan. You'd better find it or else. If Earls ever gets winds of this, I'm going to be in a world of pain. Hmm. So we need to go... We need to find the Magatama. Maggie wouldn't have just put poison in the coffee of some guy she didn't even know. The only thing I know is to, like, inquire this guy if we're close to the Magatama. If she's really guilty, there must have been something between her and the victim. None. It was nothing, I am sure. Hey, Sarah, Sarah. Perhaps Maggie had another reason. What's Maggie's motive got to do with this chef? Why is he hiding things from me? And another thing. Where did I drop the Magatama? The fact that I can see the lock must mean it's nearby. I only loaned it to you, you know, so you better find it, Nick, okay? And here I thought it was mine to keep. Examine? I don't see it on the floor anywhere. Fashion. Yeah, I'd look stunning in some of those Parisian frocks, huh? It is hard to imagine, I know, but I was an apprentice for 5 years in Legué, Paris. Oh, Legué, Paris. Wow, in Paris? It was something Le Chef there said to me as it made me decide to open my own restaurant. What was it? That awful man said to me, you must train for another 10 years. Oh, it was such a shock, so unexpected, but you would have to be a fool to do this, non? Oh la la, you have such a pretty smile, my petite tulip. Who, me? Oui, the smile is the most important thing for us girls, n'est-ce pas? Sure. If you want a job here, it is yours, precious. Magic pixel time? I don't know. Like, at least in this one with the upgrade, that they have the, magnifying glass flash when there's something to look at and when you've already examined something. And I'm pretty sure we've examined almost everything in here. I feel like there's something else we have to do, but we can't do. Like we're getting our order of operations out of order. I guess we could look around. Oh, there's a magazine here. It's a magazine full of job listings. You disgusting rogue, picking up something else someone else threw away. Threw away? Did you throw this away? Are you looking for a job? Ka! That's none of your business. Sorry, I guess I'll just take the magazine with me then. I don't want anyone else having it. Give it back! Too bad, now that you want it so bad, I don't want to give it up. Hey, that's mine! Looking at this orange reminds me of what? That you're supposed to eat a lot of them to ward off colds in the winter. You can't have fun during the holidays if you're sick in bed, you know. You don't have to tell me twice. Birds. Hey, look, pigeons! Yeah, and heaps of them too. Did you know that pigeons are a symbol of peace? That's a dove, not a pigeon. Poor things. So they can't be symbols of peace and harmony just because they're gray? Is that it? You're overthinking this one just a smidge, Maya. I mean, one of them actually does look like a dove. Remember correctly, got an answer on a calculator by dividing 0 once. I regarded it with suspicion and don't use that calculator anymore. Oh. That is kind of interesting. This place is so fruity. It's not a bad thing. Besides, I love apples. They're among my favorites. And that apple slide is perfect for you. And what is so perfect about it? Oh, come on, don't be a stick in the mud. Slide down it a few times. Go on, woo! No way. I'd get covered in sand if I slid down that slide. Anyone can see that. Yeah, you're right. Otherwise, I'd give it a try, too. I used to love sandboxes like you wouldn't believe. Really? You? Sure. Finding iron fillings in the sand with a magnet was my favorite thing to do. Iron fillings? Wow, that's too exciting for words. It was my ambition to collect every single shred of iron in the sandbox. I was such a kid back then. So did you manage to get all the iron? No, I never did. I think I came close though. Come to think of it, I still have all the iron fillings I found way back then. You want them? No. Ciao. I didn't see anything else. We got a magazine though. Hey dude. Mademoiselle. Yes? Are you looking for the job? What? No, I was just... Let me see. Your style is un peu different, but you have a good face. Different? Felicitations, you have passed. I will hire you. Bien, come with me. I will teach you everything I know. Nick! Help! Well, I don't know whether to laugh or feel bad for Maya. Maybe I should do both? Oops. Say whoops, poodles. Oh. Trinkets. Oh. Can Mr. Armstrong even get in there? And if he got in, could he get out again? Dang, Nick! Being a little shrewd there, buddy. Ugh, all the clothes in these are absolutely atrocious. Some of them have been circled in red. I really hope Mr. Armstrong is not thinking of buying those. He might be, who knows. I guess these are just like other comments now that Phoenix is by himself. Excuse me, sir. Could I just ask you about this? Oh. Detention center, I guess. Okay. Looks like they have Maggie in questioning. I guess I've asked her pretty much everything. Come back if there's anything else I need to ask her later. Ah, here we go. Well, pal, have you found the evidence yet? The one that's gonna find her innocent? No. Not yet. We've only just started our investigation. Well, whatever you need to know, I'll give you the dirt on it. I'm putting off all my other cases for now, pal. Gumshoe's really fired up about this. He is. Oh yeah, one more thing. The retrial's been approved. Court's sitting at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And Godot's gonna be the prosecutor. Oh, him. Now listen up, pal. If Maggie's found guilty again... yes? I'll make sure you get locked up for good. Good for it. Get locked up good for it. Got it? I forget if there's some kind of indicator between Maggie and Gumshoe in the previous games. So the guilty party was Maggie Bird, huh? Yeah. Back when she was on the police force. You were her mentor when she was a rookie, right? Oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah, I kept a close eye on her. I mean, not too close, you know. Hey, what's with the funny looks, pal? I was just her. I wasn't anything like... Look, sure, I was her boss when she was doing her training, but that was it. Nothing happened. Gumshoe sure is sweating up a storm over nothing. Ah, so that's it. Our big old Gumshoe has a little old crush on Maggie. I don't like her or anything. I was... Note to self, gossip with Maya about this later. Look, pal, don't tell anyone, okay? You gotta keep it a secret, got it? Sure. And would you mind not guessing what I'm thinking all the time? Hey, tell your face, pal, not me. You'd have to be blind not to see what's going... You'd have to be blind not to see what's on your mind. Oops. So I was wondering, could you fill me in on the victim? Glenn Elg, he was a computer programmer. And also apparently his name is one of those words where it's like, it's the same spelling forwards and backwards. I see, a programmer. He was just a palindrome, thank you. I don't know why I always forget that term. He was just a regular Joe working for a small-time computer firm. Maggie never had any contact with the guy before that day. And all she did was take him his coffee on the day of the murder, pal. Yeah, Maggie also claimed to have never seen the guy before. Did the victim go to the restaurant often? Not according to the chef. Said it was the first time he had seen the guy. Programmer, and a first-time customer at that. What possible reason could Maggie have had to kill a guy like that? That's what I thought. But a motive was still somehow established in her trial. You're kidding! What was her supposed motive? Sorry, pal. I'm real busy. I haven't even got enough time to sift through these papers. Look into it yourself, okay? What could this motive have been? Also, if nothing else, Maggie and Gumshoe sound like they can relate to each other over their poor luck. Oh! Yeah. This isn't really a proper investigation. I'm kind of working on it by myself. Oh, that's right. The judge already ruled on the case, and all the evidence is in already. The only problem is with Maggie's testimony. Yeah, doesn't sound very good for us, does it? Look, pal, I've got a mountain of papers on this case to look over before tomorrow, so I'm just gonna say this. Maggie Bird's no liar. She's... Okay, so she's a bit out there, and a bit off base sometimes, but she was a good cop. That's not exactly complimentary, you know. So what do you think really happened? And just how contradictory is her testimony? The biggest problem with Maggie's testimony is the number of people at the table. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Maggie still insists there was another guy sitting with the victim. Right, but get this. Everyone else in the place says the guy was alone, even the chef. And then there's that CD. CD. Oh yeah, she did mention something about a CD. And there was a sample CD on the table, sir. But our guys turned that place upside down. There was no CD. What? Not on the table, not anywhere in the whole restaurant, pal. But didn't Maggie say the victim was wearing an earpiece too? Yeah, but that was for the portable radio in the front pocket of his hoodie. A radio? He didn't have a CD player? You got it. Your phony never explained that contradiction at all. Come to think of it, the owner of Tribulations didn't mention that CD either. I don't know why, but I get the feeling Mr. Armstrong's got something to hide. I mean, we did get the what's-its, the Cyclops. We still need to find that thing. What's that? A sports paper? Yeah, I found it in the magazine rack at Tribulations. It's dated the same day as the murder. You may be onto something here. And take a look at this. See this writing here? MC Bomber. Hey! What is it? I've heard that name somewhere before. Yeah, MC Bomber. Wow, he actually seems to be thinking for once. It's no good. I can't remember. And he goes back to being the Gumshoe we all know and love. Hey pal, I'm gonna borrow this paper for a bit, okay? I want to get a handwriting analysis done on this scribble. Handwriting, huh? It'd be good to know more about that in any case. I thought they said they turned that place upside down. Now it sounded like they had nothing to do with finding that piece of evidence. Thanks, pal. I bet this will turn out to be an interesting clue. Okay. Can't talk to Maggie. Maya's... well, I was gonna say she's gone, but... poor Maya. It looks like Mr. Armstrong's really taking a shine to her. I suppose I'll just have to let her work at the restaurant for a while. I'll go pick her up from Tribulations once things have cooled off. Perhaps he turned it over as well as he could, and the rest of the team didn't try so hard. Something. I don't think we have anything else for Gumshoe. Back to Tribulations? What are we looking for? I really feel like there is something we're missing somewhere. Unless we need to present a profile to Gumshoe maybe. Hopefully. Hey Gumshoe, what about Maggie? Have you gone to see Maggie? Of course I have, but I wasn't much good at consoling her. I'm not very good with words. Oh. Yeah, I guess I must have looked a bit down. Maggie was really supportive of me. It was great to have someone to talk to. Did he go for her or for himself? The chef of Tribulations, huh? You know what that chef said to me? Oh la la, your body is full of toxins. And then he gave me this bottle. What's in it? I don't know. The label says juniper. I'm under orders to put a few drops of it in my bath every day. Under orders? Yeah, you know, there's something about that lady. I mean, guy. Huh? You can't stop thinking about him? Not like that, pal. Give me a break. He's not my type. I mean, I can't stop thinking that he's involved with this case somehow. Sounds like he knows a little something more about our charming chef. Here we go. Oh. There we go. So what exactly is it that caught your attention about the chef at Tribulations? It's, kinda hard to say. The guy's probably not even connected with the case anyway. Hey, come on, detective. Didn't you say you'd give me the dirt on anything? Well, this sort of stuff is kinda unimportant, gossipy stuff, you know, pal? Look, how about this? You go to Tribulations and investigate the place yourself. And if you find out anything suspicious about the guy, you report back to me, okay? Don't suppose I get a choice in this, huh? Guess I better find out more about the chef and Tribulations, then report back to Gumshoe. Okay, now? Again, sometimes that's the only thing with these visual games, is sometimes you kind of get the order of operations out of order and it kind of throws you off, so it kind of feels like backtracky. We're back on track though. The scent of flowers sure is strong. It's almost making me dizzy. Oh, hi. Oh, hello. Who was that just now? A customer? She had a sort of dark aura about her. Ah, welcome, B Avenue. Wow, what a cute voice. Oh, it's just you, Nick. Maya. Well, how do I look? Maybe you should quit being a spirit medium. Maybe. It's kind of boring being a waitress. I mean, you're my first ever customer. And who was that woman I just saw? Oh. Since you're here, you might as well have something to eat. I am kind of hungry, actually. So, how do you like your new job, Maya? never knew there was so much for a waitress to do. Take people's orders, bring them their food, make coffee, work the cash register. Of course we need a customer before I can do any of that. Yeah, it's a nice looking restaurant. It's a shame more people don't come. Don't forget about the ultra cute waitress. Check out my gimme a tip smile. Hey Nick, why don't you order something? The chef's preparing a tasty lunch set at the moment, or so he says. How much is it? It's the twin tea set, so it's $20, of course. The twin tea set? I believe I'll be taking a pass on that. It's kind of expensive. What? But you can't! Come on, Nick! It's not every day I get to be a waitress. I want to try carrying plates and working the cash register. How about cleaning the toilets? That should keep you busy. Yeah, right. Maybe later. About the lunch. Oh, a fine choice, sir. No, Kitchen! A lunch special, please! With all the extras, drink, side salad, dessert, and gift. I don't need any of that. Just a moment, please, sir. Sheesh. Maya's really getting into this. So how much is this set lunch, then? $20, huh? With the drink, side salad, and dessert, it's $45! Hey, wait a sec, Maya! Sorry to keep you waiting, sir. Here you are, our deluxe fortify lunch set. Whoa. A dish inspired by lobster and abalone fricassee with a balsamic vinaigrette. Wait, inspired? Bon appetit! Thanks? Come on, Nick, hurry up and try it already. Lobster, huh? Alright, down the hatch it goes. Well? Are you hungry, Maya? I'm starving. Here, it's yours. Really? Remember, Maya, my wallet doesn't print money, so you better polish off that plate. Well, I guess that means it's not good. I just remembered I've got to clean the toilets. Hey! You can't be in that much of a hurry to clean the toilets. Cost $20 despite how unbelievably bad it tastes. Gosh. Say rip. How does that guy manage to make good food taste so bad? Well, if you described how bad it tastes, then I could tell you how to remedy that. Hey Nick, you want to take a peek at the kitchen? The kitchen, huh? Not a bad idea. Now what was it that Maggie said again? In the kitchen, you'll get to see all of the chef's greatest secrets. In the kitchen. That sounds tasty. Hey, wait up, Maya! What is it? I'm pretty busy right now. Weren't you going to show me around? Here goes my plan to find some cool clue and show it off in your face. I better conduct the search in the kitchen myself. Alright, well. I guess at least we have somewhere new to go. Oh my gosh. A, cute, B, fire hazard. That's all I have to say about that. Also, I spy with my little eye something on the table that's green. And here it is, the famous Tribulations kitchen. It's my first time in here too, actually. There's a weird atmosphere in here, that's for sure. Mr. Armstrong will be back soon, so we better search quickly. Chop chop! Well, first things first. Why is this in here? Now, I know I'm in a French restaurant. I've never heard of most of these seasonings. Hey Nick, this container has oyster sauce? What's that? Isn't that used in Chinese food? Yeah, and you haven't heard of it, Maya? Dang, girl, you must not do much cooking. Look! Right there on the counter. My Magatama! What's it doing there? What indeed? Seasonings, oyster sauce. And look at these knives, they look really sharp. I'd like to see how one of those slices through a cheesecake. Cheesecake? You don't exactly need a sharp knife for one of those, Nick. Yeah you do. You need a sharp, clean a sharp, clean knife where you can make a direct cut down and pull out cleanly, and then you clean it off with hot water in order to make nice, clean cuts in a cheesecake. One of the things I learned from my old job that I held on to that was actually good. Oh, look at this. What's this? It looks like a treasure chest or something. Wow, look at all these little bottles. Oh, they're aromatherapy oils. He's got so many, they're overflowing onto the floor. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 98, 99, 100. They're all the same, too. Hey, wait a minute. What is it? There's one bottle that's different from all the others. Well, what do you know? And it doesn't have a label either. And it doesn't smell. So what's that liquid inside then, I wonder? Hey Nick, we should borrow this. I mean, look how many bottles he's got. He won't miss one, will he? Starts to wonder if the chef's idea of hot cuisine is of the more experimental kind. Yeah! Something like that. That smells good. Something's bubbling away nicely in that pot. It must be the lobster and abalone fricassee with the balsamic vinaigrette. Lobster and abalone fricassee would not be boiling in a pot. Isn't that what I just ate for lunch? Maybe. What you ate is the only French dish I know the name of. The what? The lunch special, apparently. Though it said, like, lobster and abalone fricassee. Though fricassee... Don't get me wrong. I know that it's not supposed to be boiling, that's for sure. But I think... I mean, fricassee sounds like it's fried. Or at least, like, seared or something. I don't know. I don't know French terms as well. So I can only make a guess. But still, cute, but also fire hazard. Especially directly over the kitchen stove like this that looks like it uses gas. So, yeah. Yeah, this is fine applies quite nicely. What are these lace curtains for? I don't know, but they give the place a real homey feel, don't they? Lace curtains. You know, if I was a cooking pot, I'd be perfectly happy to sit on a shelf under those. How do you respond to something like that? Child. Now this is one large mirror. I bet this is where he makes himself look pretty. There's a book on the dresser. Clarice Armstrong's Bedtime Literature. Not exactly Pulitzer Prize material, is it? It looks like a collection of poems he's written. Poems? Cool, read one out. And say it in your best French accent, with intensity, okay? Okay, here's one. It's called Printemps. The two of them, like actors from a film, the coffee still undrunk. Sweet nothings over too soon, on that sad Sunday morning. The foolish cocktail so delicious. Take the last sip of your tea, and I know what I will do. I must lie to you. I must. What? Huh? That's it? No SMRPG, not today, Duke, but how are you? We'll be back to SMRPG at some point in the future, but right now we're just binging through Ace Attorney 3, one of the better of the games. Yep, that's a poem for you. I beg to differ. I don't know what that was right there. That was something else. I guess we found everything here in the kitchen. I mean, we found a couple of clues, so... let's get back out before we're noticed. Anything else to say? Uh-oh. Well, I mean, I guess we were looking around, so... Oh, I guess since we've got our Magatama back, The heck? That is a very pink yet beat up scooter. What the heck? The old guy's not here anymore. Drat, and I still have some unanswered questions for him. A scooter, huh? Who'd leave it right in the middle of a park like this? The wheel guard and the light are busted. I guess it must have been in an accident. It's totally wrecked. I'm not speaking that out, because good gosh. Hey, what you think you's doing with my bike? No, I was just... you think you's been messing with my new ride? Is that what you's been doing? Huh. Huh. New ride? Isn't that kind of an old model? Wow, you's gonna pay for this. It wasn't me, I was just passing by. Hey, then who's this one that covered my saddle in crap, huh? Ah, you's gonna pay, you catch my drift? Oh, wait a second, I'm not a pigeon, so I couldn't have done it. A wise guy, eh? I'd have beat you so hard it'll feel like you were smooching the express train. Uh-oh. Who's better watch your back? This ain't over. Spiky hair, huh? I'm gonna round up a group of lawyers and then you's gonna pay. Actually, I'm a lawyer myself. What'd you say? I'm Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. Phoenix Wright? You saying you Phoenix Wright? Yeah, I am. So you a wise guy too, huh? Because I'm Phoenix Wright. A one and only. Excuse me? Freaking excuse me? Think we've met a character, can't confirm, but the possibility seems strong. Yeah. This guy's something else. What? Out of my way, I gotta cruise. Look, he's slowly getting away on his little poor beat-up scooter after him. He's gone. Surely that guy wasn't my phony. Was he? He wasn't anything like me. Guess I better make a note of the scooter. Yeah, that just happened. Pathetic. Oh, it's you. A few threats from a little brat like that, and you look like a pigeon that's got seeds in its eyes. Have you been here the whole time, then? I was in that strawberry. I had some thinking to do. You mean you were hiding? More like you had some cowering to do. Are you a regular at that restaurant, sir? It's just that if you dislike it so much, why would you keep going there? Sir? Here you are, you filthy pigeons. You want food? Haha, take that. Alright, he's lying. This is like watching an anime. It is. Ace Attorney is very anime in one sense or another, but it's good. It has some good twists to it. I knew it. This old guy has got something to hide. But what could it be? Well, we got our Magatama back, so let's give it a shot. It's time you told me the truth. Why are you a regular at a restaurant that you dislike so much? Isn't it obvious? People only have one reason to go to restaurants. To eat. To eat? Is that the whole truth? Well, what do you mean? I don't think you go to that restaurant for the food at all. You insolent brat! How dare you accuse me? What proof have you got? I can tell that not you nor anyone else in the world would go to that place for its food. Oh. The proof is in the pudding, or in this case, the lunch menu. That's the twin tea set. The food at Tribulations is terrible and expensive. You're wrong. It's cheap. Huh? I'm rich. I inherited money when I was a boy. Yes, I'm stinking rich. I haven't done a jot of work since I was born, other than feeding the pigeons. What a load of crock. The taste's another story, but the price, it's nothing to me. So you're saying that you go there because you've got money to burn? Exactly. I have so much cash, I go for a swim in my money vault every day. Who are you, Scrooge McDuck? Unfortunately, that's a lie. What? You don't have money to burn. You're flat broke. Because this was your magazine. This is yours, right? My magazine. Why would a rich retiree be looking for a job? I was... so what? I mean, you can look for a job even if you've got a lot of money, especially if you need something to do, because it's not a bad thing. That's often why, even though retirees usually sort of have money, I can't say for sure, but they still get a job just so they can at least stay occupied. Who the heck is using a leaf blower at 5:30 in the evening? Sorry, I heard that outside and it's like, that might explain the nose. He wears that duckbill all the time. Oh, man. I don't know what can explain this guy's nose. So I was looking for a job. I'm buying a lot at the moment. I need spending money. Oh? I don't go to that restaurant for food. I just go for the Javachino. Yeah, I think you mean a cappuccino. Anyway, how much does a cappuccino cost there? $8. Those had better be some golden beans. That's almost worse than Starbucks. My gosh. What's your problem? You think a poor man would be better off drinking dishwater, do you? Is that it? No, I wasn't thinking that. I was wondering if the coffee there is really that great. No, it's not. But anyway, yes, that place has free newspapers to read every day. Newspapers? Exactly, they don't want me hanging around at home, so I go there. I'm sorry, sir. But there are no free papers to read at Tribulations. Uh-oh. Dang it, I feel like this is one of the last things, and I don't think I have the thing for it. Can't you get a super expensive drink at Starbucks if you make enough custom editions? That's what I think. I don't go to Starbucks, so I guess I would have to say my not being a big fan of coffee is probably saving me a good deal of change here, so... I mostly get fruity drinks there anyway if I happen to go by there with somebody. Yeah, I don't have enough evidence. I mean, at least we know we can talk to him and do a couple of things. Alright, I do know the ads are coming up, so I guess we'll go ahead and let that happen. It's like we started an ad with the super peppy pink bop, and we'll go to another ad with the peppy pink bop. So again, I like to try to do only 3 minutes of ads per hour to turn off pre-rolls for anybody that's coming in. Again, it does benefit the stream. If you want to miss it, just Twitch sub, Prime Gaming, Turbo, you'll know the drill. But this is a good chance for you all and myself to take a break, so I will be right back. Let me get some more water too. Alright. Thank you everybody for your patience. Alright. Let us continue and see if we can find progress. So... I mean, I guess there's stuff we can share with Gumshoe, so we could go see him. Oh? Hey, you're just in time. What is it, Detective Gumshoe? The lab got back to me about that newspaper you gave me. You must be in the sports paper with the memo scribbled on it. So, what did they say? Did the analysis turn up anything? They said the doodle was written by the victim, Glenn Elg, no doubt about it. I expected as much. The victim took the paper with him to the restaurant on the day of the murder. That's our best interpretation of the facts at the moment. Okay. MC Bomber. I get the feeling I've heard that name somewhere before. Oh well, I guess it'll come back to me. Don't forget to report back with whatever you find in the restaurant, okay, pal? Since when did I start taking orders from Gumshoe? Although, I get the feeling there's something I need to show him. We do! You got one of those aroma bottles too, huh? Only this one doesn't smell. Huh? I don't get you. This was mixed in with all the other aromatherapy bottles, but it's not the same. It doesn't even look like the same, would it? Wouldn't you agree? A cologne bottle that doesn't smell, huh? Smells like a skunk to me, pal. Mind letting me borrow that bottle for a while? I want to send it to the lab for analysis. The victim was poisoned, so the contents of this bottle are pretty important. Okay. I had a hunch there was something funny about that chef. You suspect John Armstrong? I've got that guy's number. I know what his secret is. It must be the same secret Gumshoe was talking about before. I guess I'd better fill you in on the details. About this Armstrong guy's secret, I mean. That would be nice. So what's Mr. Armstrong's secret? You ever had lunch at Tribulations, pal? Yes. So how was it? To put it nicely, it was inedible. Hey, don't worry about being nice around me, pal. You and I both know the reason that place is so empty is because of the food. I mean, the place is clean, and he's got a girl like Maggie as a waitress, so... Yeah, I guess it's probably the food. The real scoop on the guy is he's up to his ears in debt. Really? How much does he owe? This is a copy of his loan contract. He's about $500,000 in the red. $500,000?! What? Are we talking dollars? Yeah, hey, if it was sterling, he'd really be in trouble. Sorry, that figure just took me by surprise. How do you get $500,000 in debt? Yeah, this case is full of surprises. And I'd be willing to bet that chef's got something to do with most of them. That's my hunch. Okay. The owner of the loan is Tender Lender. That would almost be kind of a double entendre, I think. For Tender Lender. Because, like, it could be taken tender as an adjective for, like, gentle or soft or whatever. So, like, you know, a gentle lender. But then it could, you know, also be tender, like, for money or exchange or whatever for tender lender. So, it's clever. Know anything about this bike? It's for $500,000, pal. That's, $500,000 bills. What was the in there for? Is there really that much money tied up in this case? I can't give you an answer on that, pal, not without the case file in front of me. But I'll tell you this. That Armstrong guy would have done anything for cash. He was desperate, you know. No, I don't, but I think I could sort of get the picture. Also, tenderizing is a cooking term. Also true. Oh, is it because we got the paperback? Is that it? Maybe? Maybe we can get information from the old man. I don't think there's anything else we can do here. Maggie's not back. Go to Tribulations. I guess we'll go to the park. Hey dude! Let's try this again. Okay. Don't go for the food, because it's awful. You also don't have money to burn. And then the place does not have free newspapers. Take a look at this. What is it? It's a newspaper I found behind the magazine rack at Tribulations. So, what of it? This was the only paper there, and it's dated more than 1 month ago. What? Do you see what I'm getting at here? That restaurant doesn't get newspapers. This is just one that a customer happened to leave behind. Ah. Oh. Tell me, why are you so determined to hide the truth? I'm not hiding anything. I'm going to have to put this guy out of his misery. Listen, the real reason why you go so much to Tribulations is... Well, what are you asking me about that girl for? She was the waitress at Tribulations. Ah! Therefore, the answer to the mystery of why an old man would drink expensive coffee at a terrible restaurant is the waitress. Ah! But I don't recognize that face. And you are probably telling the truth here. Because you weren't looking at the girl's face. Oh! But at her outfit. Well, that's the truth, isn't it? You became a regular at the restaurant because of the waitress's uniform. A uniform is all you can think about, isn't it? I can't take it. To you, that waitress was your... Enough! Please! No more! Stop saying that word! Stop saying waitress! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Got him. Sir. Yes, it's true. I was there for the young girl. Fine, so I'm a dirty, wicked, sinful old devil. No, I didn't mean it like that. I even got one of those lousy cups of Javachino every time, for $8. All because of the serving girl. Punish me, lock me up. Really, that's not what I'm here for. You'll be the same. Another 20 years and you'll understand what it's like. You'll know how painful it is to be an old man like me. In 20 years, Phoenix would be in his 40s, so, No, really. Listen, sir. Stop calling me that. I have a name, you know, boy, so show some respect, I'm Victor Kudo. Sorry, Mr. Kudo. You young ones think you know it all, don't you? Well, I'm not saying another word. I won't tell you anything more. This guy was in the restaurant at the time of the incident, which means I have to hear his testimony, one way or another. I don't believe this. I even broke his cyclops and everything. I guess I'll have to try to get him when he's in a better mood. Hang on. $68. Also, Maggie's 23. Gumshoe's 32. I mean, that's 9 years, but it's like at least, you know, in 20s and 30s, but... Hey, so what, he's not in a better mood right now? Stubborn guy is stubborn, he is. Nobody's in the kitchen. There's no more clues in the kitchen. Hmm. Have anything else to give to him? For better or worse, age in anime seems very relative compared to any sort of standard one might try to gauge. We're saying this emulates anime stylings, yeah. Yeah, because I know even in Japan, there's a saying about age. It's like, you know, once it's like past 25, it's what it's like called a Christmas cake age or something, where it's like, oh, it's pretty and wonderful and everybody loves it, but once it's after the 25th or whatever, then it's like it's no good, or I don't know. There's just some phrase or thing called Christmas cake age, like that, which is like, oof. Though I guess we're also talking about the age of when these games came out, so. Because what the trilogy came out in like the 2010s, I think. But then these games came out on the DS, like in the 2000s or something like that, I think. I forget when Trials and Tribulations actually came out. Good to know I'm old in Japan. Dude, I'm right there with you, so hush. I think that's more along the lines of like, I don't know. Yeah, now I'm not sure where to go. Because if we can't, you know, talk to the guy, I don't think there's anything else to ask Gumshoe. Hmm. Alright, we've already asked her about everything. Oh, it's that old man. Is he still feeding the pigeons? Yeah, he fed me as well. I got a bunch of those seeds in my eyes. Ooh, ouch. Hey, Maya, would you mind coming with me for a while? Oh, no. Oh, no. Phoenix, please. Huh? Me? Why? There's something I really want to ask that old man. Sure, okay, I'll just get changed. No, hang on. Can you go like that? I guess? Sir? You again? Well, well. I see. Nick, his eyes are burning into me. It's okay, I think it's going pretty well. Ka. Huh? You're still just a little child. Run along and play on the slide, alright? Play on the slide? Ah, we were so close. Just a little more and he would have spilled. How can we crack this guy? Excuse me, please, sir? Quiet, can't you see I'm feeding the pidge? Got him. Oh, Mia. I don't know who called who, but somebody figured this out. Mia? Well. Also, it seems like he has a thing for older, curvy girls. Ugh. Sorry. If you don't mind, sir, I'd really love to talk with you. Well... Mia knows to work what she's got, so... Yes, of course, certainly, I'm Victor Kudo. Even from beyond the grave, wow. About the incident. You mean the man who died after drinking the Javachino? It's like he's a different person. It was quite a shock, even for me. He's a strange-looking boy. The girl that took the Javachino over to him, you see. And was the customer alone? Definitely, he was the only person at the table. Then he took one sip of his Javachino and he said something like, "Ah!" and then collapsed. Dead. Oh, how terrifying. You're so good at listening, aren't you? I'll tell you anything, whatever you want to know. Oh, he certainly seems to be telling the truth now. But it looks like Mr. Kudo didn't see this other man either. Do you like the food at Tribulations? Well, of course. I'm really quite a sophisticated man. I was a young businessman once, you know. I set up a casino in London. Really? How interesting. Eating the food at that restaurant really takes me back to my days in France. London is in England, dude, not France. What a lovely story. London's in England, not France. Thank you! Oh yes, France is wonderful. I'd love to show you around the city sometime. It's too much. I can't take it. I want France. I can't believe Mia's laughing at the guy. You visit Tribulations a lot, don't you? Of course. I mean, yes. I'd like to come around and see you there. Really? Oh, you flatter me so. The owner would be delighted to welcome you, I'm sure. Be careful of that chef, my dear. The chef? You mean Mr. Armstrong? That's right. The man's an ex-con. He's an ex-con? Whatever did Mr. Armstrong do? She is really acting it up. Holy heck. This girl knows. Oh no, those eyes. I can't take this. Mia's really got this guy eating out of her hand. He steals things from his customers. Well... I guess that makes sense why our Magatama was in the kitchen, and I guess whatever that bottle was. From his customers? Gloves, handkerchiefs, little things mainly. He's a pilferer, so you be careful around him, my dear. Are you sure about this? Of course, he was arrested for it once. I was there when it happened, having my Javachino. He really is a regular. Let me write you a little haiku about it. A haiku? A Japanese poem. It'll explain all you need to know about that chef. Convicted before, a wicked man or woman, repeat offender. That's a haiku. If he takes anything again, you let me know. If it's not too expensive, I'll buy you a replacement. Poor guy. He couldn't do enough for Mia. Okay, Phoenix. That's about as much as I can do to help. Thanks, Mia. We got some really important information thanks to you. Honestly, I can't believe Maya called me for something like this. Oh, so Maya called. Okay. I mean, I guess it's like, oh, I need someone that's older and more mature looking, to put it lightly. Sure. And then, of course, what's-his-name is back. I guess it's about time to wrap up today's investigation. Had enough of being a waitress? Yeah. Plus, no one came to the restaurant. Oh la la, Mademoiselle Maya, no, how can you leave me like this? I'm sorry. That reminds me. Mr. Armstrong had a psych lock or 3, didn't he? I'm going to have to break those. Yeah, sorry dude. Mr. Armstrong, I hope you won't mind, but I'd like to have another word with you. Volunteers, of course. Okay. Alright, dude. Oh, he's nervous now. What is happening? I do not like this horrible feeling. I have to know the truth. What happened that day? Alors, I will confess everything. Just don't doubt me. Huh? Well, that was a new world record. It was a lottery ticket. A lottery ticket? The man who died here had a lottery ticket. For $500,000. $500,000? I mean, those national lotteries do get up pretty high, so... Oui, but after the incident, this ticket... It disappeared. The ticket disappeared? This was the motive that the prosecution gave for Maggie. They said that she poisoned the man to get the $500,000 lottery ticket. Gosh. Why didn't you tell me about this sooner? Mais alors. You've been trying to hide this information about the lottery ticket from me, and I want to know the reason why. No, monsieur, you doubt me, but I have confessed to you everything I know. Mr. Armstrong, the $500,000 lottery ticket. I think I know who took it. I think the winning ticket was stolen by this person. Oh, snap. Mr. Armstrong, I believe there's a very high probability that it was you. Got him. Wow, that is one piercing scream, even for a man like him. My pourquoi moi? Why, you have no evidence. I am not Mask the Mask. I am not the kind of person who steals the property of others. Sorry to disappoint you, Mr. Armstrong, but I have evidence to the contrary. I present to you proof that you have stolen from others in the past. What is this? A poem? Oh, monsieur, you know me so well. I adore poems. Please read it, and put some feeling into it. Convicted before, a wicked man or woman, repeat offender. I'm sorry to have to bring it up, Mr. Armstrong, but you have been arrested for stealing from your customers before, haven't you? Mon Dieu! Le messenger, you are the liar. You deny it? Do not make me la false accusation, s'il vous plaît. So, do you have any proof? I want to see la incontestable proof that I have ever stolen from one of my customers. I mean... Yeah. Seems old habits die hard, Mr. Armstrong. What is that? This is my Magatama, and I found it in your kitchen. None! Wow, that scream just about broke some windows. I have a weakness for little trinkets and figurines. My hand, it just slips out. I cannot stop it. You've stolen handkerchiefs, gloves, and other things from your customers, right? Oui, it is la truth. I am just a timid little girl inside, monsieur. A timid little girl. Besides, this time it was not a small trinket, oui? It was $500,000. My, no, why would I steal it? I have no need for such money. Really now? Oh, monsieur, what is it? Isn't it true that you're in some pretty serious trouble? And that you are in desperate need of a large amount of cash? Welcome back, Ike. This restaurant is deep in the red, isn't it? Ah! You have a loan to the tune of $500,000. That lottery ticket would have wiped out your debts. Yeah. Well, Mr. Armstrong, what do you have to say for yourself now? Ah! Had to get the puppers from the vet. Nice. Hope the puppers are all good and well. Alright, dude. I need you to fess up. Mr. Armstrong, you said that the victim had a winning lottery ticket for $500,000. How did you know he had something like that in the first place? The man, he was listening to the radio with his earpiece. Maggie said something about that too. The winning number was announced on the news, I think. All of a sudden, he exploded. Yes, $500,000, he shouted. And the ticket? Oui, he had all of his tickets spread out on the table. I was so desperately in need of money, so I put the poison in his coffee? None, 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 none. Oh, none, you naughty man. I simply helped myself to one of his tickets. What? The victim collapsed and Maggie passed out. I thought to myself, pourquoi pas? He had so many of them. Yeah, but only one of them was the winning ticket, right? How could you do that, Mr. Armstrong? Maggie was arrested because of you. No, this is not true. I did not take it. The ticket for $500,000, I mean. But you just told us you did. You said you took a ticket. Mais non, me fille. It was not. That's enough. Huh? Ah! No! Mr. Godot! What in the heck are you doing here? Ugh. This is without a doubt the worst coffee I've ever tasted, Mr. Armstrong. Oh. He came in here for the coffee? Does his craving for coffee know no bounds? So has he been sitting here this whole time? Maybe you could teach him to make better coffee. I don't know. Perhaps Mr. Armstrong stole one of the victim's tickets on the day in question. Cup 18. Well, it is a different day, but yeah. I am la airhead, non? Just a pretty little girl who everyone is laughing at. But in that case, Maggie shouldn't be the only one under suspicion. He had the wrong ticket. What? Mr. Armstrong made off with the winning ticket's pretty neighbor. So, the ticket he took was worthless? Not quite. He did win something. $1. You see, I am just a pretty face. Without my looks, I have nothing. So, what happened to the winning ticket then? The one he meant to steal? Indeed. What did happen to it? I don't like spoiling myself by watching trailers, so we'll just wait and see how the movie turns out tomorrow, won't we? Dang it! Voila! You too! Time to laugh at the pretty little airhead. Looks like I won't be needing this note anymore. Looks like we've got a new mystery now. Namely, where did the winning ticket go? I've got a bad feeling about this. Well, anyway. We can't let Maggie suffer any longer for this, and certainly not again. To be continued. Alright. Well, it's right before 6, so we'll see how much we can get in. So, we go again! Or we keep going, I guess. Oh, I see. I guess I should have expected this. Nobody saw the other guy, huh? But he was there when I took the coffee over, sir. Scout's honor. Maggie! Ah! Detective Gumshoe! Are you doing alright? How are you feeling? As if you need to ask either question, sir. Don't let him get you down, Maggie. And don't forget to eat well, okay? Roger. And you! Yes? You'd better square this case away. Got it, pal? Maggie's innocent, you hear? If you screw up, then I'll be doing some squaring away myself. Squaring away some paperwork for your arrest. On what charge, Gumshoe? Come on. I think he's serious. Hey, detective, you're on our side for once, right? Yep. So you'll be able to help Maggie out, right? Really? Can you, sir? Of course. I've got the situation under control. Oh. I'm gonna be the first witness on the stand today. If something I say doesn't mesh with the facts, make sure you point it out, alright? Sure. Okay, we're forming a united front today, pal. You get me? Well. I can't tell you how grateful I am, sir. I've always admired you so much, detective. I know I can count on you. Shouldn't you have said that in front of him? But whatever. Looks like it all should go pretty smoothly today, huh? I can only wish. We are dealing with Godot, so... Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Cup number 1. Ah, bitter. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? Ah! What's wrong? Nothing, it's just whenever I addressed you in the previous trial, your response was, "You was talking to me?" It was a little, well, intimidating. Okay. Yay, Medley, yes. No, that wasn't me. That was the phony Phoenix. Well, he does say he drinks like 17 cups of coffee in one trial, so... I see. So our trusty Phoenix Wright is back with us now, is he? Our trusty? So, Mr. Godot, your opening statement, please. Mr. Trite? Whether you're a fake or the real deal, we will find out soon enough through this trial today. But I can already tell you, I'm the real Phoenix Wright. I wasn't questioning whether you were Phoenix Wright or not. I was questioning whether you had studied law or not. Dang. That's what I intend to find out. There's no denying it. Behind that mask is a man who really hates me for some reason or another. As everyone is aware, the court has already given its verdict on this case once. Therefore, I won't stand for irrelevant testimony during this retrial, nor will I stand for a simple repetition of the evidence presented in the last trial. I'm not planning on repeating anything that phony me said, trust me. Now then, Mr. Godot, please summon your first witness. Well, this is going to be interesting. Let's start with the formalities, shall we? Name and occupation. Witness, state your name for the court. Huh? Oh, sorry, sir. The name's Police Department Detective. Occupation Dig Gumshoe. Go back, flip it, say it again. Other way around, detective. Huh? Oh, sorry. Anyway, I'm the officer in charge of this case since yesterday, sir. Since yesterday? Yeah, the guy who was on the initial investigations tied up with another case now. So, Gumshoe didn't investigate the first one. Interesting. Strike that, reverse it. That's what I was thinking of, was the Willy Wonka quote. Thank you. The name's Gumshoe. The occupation is beloved pet. Yes, in some streams. I hope Gumshoe's really got everything under control, for everyone's sake. I see. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you outline for the court the basic facts of the case? Yes, sir. The victim's name was Glenn Elg. He was a professional programmer and had a name that was a palindrome. He was on the payroll of Blue Screens and Company, a local company. Incorporated. This is the victim's autopsy report. The court accepts this into evidence. Ooh. And here are the floor plans of the restaurant. When the incident took place, the victim was sitting right here. The poisoned coffee was brought over to him by the waitress. The waitress being the accused? Yeah. The victim died from poisoning almost immediately after he took a sip of coffee. At the time of the incident, there were 2 other people in the restaurant. Mr. John Armstrong, the owner and chef, and a regular by the name of Mr. Victor Kudo. It still seems to be a very straightforward case to me. Alright. Blue screen's exactly what you don't want to see, no. Come, detective, take up this hammer. And nail the defendant's coffin shut with your own 2 hands. He doesn't wanna! Now then, Detective Gumshoe, let's have your testimony. Yes, sir. Poor Gumshoe. Alright. When the incident took place, the victim was alone at his table, sir. We understand that the guy, Glenn Elg, was listening to the radio at the time. Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup, and what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. And, it looks like Miss Bird might have had, well, some kind of a motive. Using the dark, aromatic depths of coffee to conceal the poison. Classy lady. The facts of this case seem to be ironclad. Mr. Wright, I would ask you to begin your cross-examination, but... Yes? Please, no intimidation tricks this time around. Is that understood? I already told you, that wasn't me! Well... Okay, let me establish a baseline. Just because he said he didn't want to go over the same stuff, but at the same time, I don't know what that means. Like, we shouldn't be restricted for pressing or anything like that, so we should be fine. Victim was alone. He was listening to the radio. I'll just start at the beginning. Can I stop you for just a minute? Huh? What is it? Did I say something that contradicts the evidence? He's so desperate for that to be true, he's practically crying. Your testimony just now doesn't match the testimony given by Miss Bird. She claims that there was another man at the victim's table. Yeah, that's what she said. And I... What killer wouldn't say that when faced with a homicide conviction? Hey! Sadly, her testimony isn't supported by the owner or the other customer. Isn't that right, Detective Gumshoe? Yeah, it's true. Their two testimonies tie up on that. They both said there was no other guy at the table. What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? We'll leave it for now. No, I should leave it alone. I've got a bad feeling about where this is going. If you've got a bad feeling about this, then maybe you should leave it alone. I once had a bad feeling that I was about to have a bad feeling. It was really bad. Maybe I should move on to another part of his testimony. He was listening to his radio, you say? Yeah, he had a portable radio in his chest pocket. Maggie told us that too, didn't she? Something about how one of them had some sort of earpiece. So, traces of the poison were found in the coffee cup and nowhere else? Not sure I get you, pal. Was the poison a liquid, or was it a powder? If I had to put it in layman's terms, I'd say it was a powdery substance. So, the poison could have been in anything that was on the table. Sugar, salt, pepper. Ha! Do you put salt and pepper in your coffee, Trite? The victim took his coffee black, with no sugar. Ugh. It seems that the poison could have only been in the coffee. What should I do? Let's just try to press a little harder. Are you absolutely certain that the victim even drank any of his coffee? Huh? What do you mean? According to this file, the poison was found in the victim's coffee cup. Well, what proof is there that the victim ever drank any of it? Oh, hey, you're right. That's what I was thinking. In case you were wondering, that last objection was for the detective there. Huh? For me? Oh, hey, you're right. You may be fooling the court, but I'm not falling for it. If you have the time to waste, you have the time to present that piece of evidence. That piece, sir? Yes, that piece. What piece was it again? This. Oh. Dang it! Should I be grateful this coffee's only hot enough to give me first-degree burns? Oh, now I remember. This is the, victim's coffee cup. Yes, the victim's cup. Take a good look at the rim. Oh, yes, it's unmistakable. There is clearly a coffee stain on it. Conclusive proof that the victim did drink the poisoned coffee that was in this cup. The victim gulped down the bitter death that the waitress brought to him. Like this. Oof. Ugh. Also, how many cups does he have? Clearly it's not the same one. For the record, the only prints on the cup were the victim's and the defendant's. Upon further investigation of this cup, we found a certain chemical substance. Okay, so we got the cup. Some kind of a motive? Yeah, but if you ask me, it's been blown way out of proportion. You know what my golden rule is, Detective? Chuck out a bad cup of coffee. You can always get another. Huh? I don't get it. He's talking about you. I'm saying, we can always get another witness on the stand if we have to chuck you out. So stick to the facts, Detective. Now then, what was Miss Bird's motive? Come on, Gumshoe. She was They said she wanted to steal a lottery ticket. I knew it. That's what we heard yesterday, too. It disappeared from the scene of the crime. And it wasn't just any lottery ticket. It was a winning ticket for $500,000. Mr. Armstrong knew about the ticket too, didn't he? But he stole the wrong one. Then, is it possible Maggie stole the winning one? What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Wait a minute. The mere fact that the lottery ticket disappeared in no way implicates my client. Ha! I have here in my hand the very ticket in question. As that's the $500,000 lottery ticket? Nobody get any ideas. One of the female police officers found it when she was conducting a search of the defendant. What? Hello? Order! Order! Ha! She's quite a lucky bird, our little waitress. You will submit that ticket as evidence to the court, immediately. I better keep an eye on that ticket, the way the judge's voice is quivering. I don't know, wouldn't it be too late to turn in, though? This ticket was presented to the court in the previous trial, too. But it feels heavier now, somehow. $500,000, you say? It's just a scrap of paper. What matters is where it was found, Your Honor. And that's on Maggie's person, unfortunately. You really think that there are any contradictions in this testimony? To be honest, I don't know. But Gumshoe told us out in the lobby. He said we'd be forming a united front, right? How will we win the case if he doesn't throw us a line? We'll find out. I don't have a lot of options right now. The best I can do is gather the facts together, I guess. Potassium cyanide, I've heard of that chemical before. Exactly how strong is this poison, Detective Gumshoe? It's, well, that stuff's lethal. Clearly need to use our badge, yep. Eat too much and you're history. How much is too much? A lethal dose is 0.2 grams. That's about enough to finish off anyone. 0.2 grams? How much is that? You know when you swab your ears for earwax? Yeah, about that much. That's small. Earwax, huh? Sounds like something Gumshoe's got in abundance of. Such a small quantity of poison could have been concealed anywhere. Oh, no, we've already...
Objection!
Right on that. Let's press this. Well, maybe the other witnesses just missed him. Perhaps their view of the victim's table was obscured in some way. Ah, that argument is as weak as the coffee at Tribulations, trite. I have here in my possession a ticket. A ticket? Looks more like a photo to me. Yes, a one-way ticket to Guiltyville. Population, the defendant. This is a photograph taken from near the entrance to the kitchen. This is the scene as witnessed by the chef moments after the poisoning took place. I think the court will agree that with such a clear view of the scene of the crime. How, Mr. Trite, could anyone have overlooked a second person at the table? Ugh. Certainly seems to show the victim's table extremely clearly. Okay, so we press, we're getting the new information. That's enough! The facts of this case seem overwhelmingly clear to me. The defendant had ample opportunity to commit the crime of which she is charged. Furthermore, it seems beyond reasonable doubt that she did indeed commit this crime. I like an old man who knows the score. There is also the matter of the $500,000 lottery ticket. That alone provides a very credible motive. I mean, for that sum of money, even I might be tempted to bend the rules. I don't mind an old man who is weak to the siren call of money. Not good, Nick. The evidence against Maggie is starting to pile up fast. Yeah, that's because the court has ruled guilty once already. I'd say it's about time to wrap up this repeat performance. with one final decisive piece of evidence. He's got more evidence against Maggie? This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time. Wow, that's not the cleanest apron I've seen. That stain looks like... it can't be blood, can it? Ha! It seems the star of our play was a little flustered. Where was all this evidence before? Well, you know. And somehow spilled coffee on herself. The coffee? That's not exactly the first thing that caught my eye. Of course, the coffee stain isn't the most interesting thing about this apron. No, there's something else that stands out even more. Something else? I presume you mean... Of course, I'm referring to the pocket. The pocket? The search carried out right after the incident uncovered this. Potassium cyanide. The very poison used by the killer was in her apron pocket. A bottle of poison in Maggie's pocket? Yeah, and Maggie's prints were the only ones on it. What? Hello? Order, order, order! The court will accept these items into evidence. There's something still bothering me, Mr. Godot. Why have you not explained the bloodstain to the court? Bloodstain? What bloodstain would that be? Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron. That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a bloodstain. You don't need to be told. Just look at it. Well, detective, could this stain really be blood? No way, sir. It's just ketchup. Sir. Ketchup? She must have gotten some on her apron while taking someone their breakfast that day. You could have spoken up a little sooner, Detective Gumshoe. Well, it's not like that again, and I'll have you drink 17 cups of ketchup, witness. Ew! I'm not a fan of ketchup, so that would be even more disgusting. Ugh. Not everyone knew what it was already. I haven't seen anything yet to make me doubt the last ruling I made on this case. The motive, the opportunity, and the supporting evidence. They have all been clearly established. Yeah, where was this evidence where Phoenix could see it, since he's the one ruling, defending in this appeal? Well, Trite, it seems you really are a phony after all. Ugh, you really know how to drive a man nuts! Witness, please continue with your testimony. Describe for the court the crime scene and the findings of your investigation there. Alright. The crime was reported at 2:25 by a kind of scary old man, sir. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. The victim didn't have any identification on him. We figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. How about why she had a bottle of potassium cyanide on her person whatsoever? Because if she had heard, this would have been like a crime of... This would have been a crime of passion. Like, it wouldn't have been planned out. It would have been like, oh, this guy just came in and he got a ticket and I want it. I'm going to take my bottle of potassium cyanide that I keep on my person at all times and just poison him and take the ticket. I feel like they're kind of overlooking that. But whatever. Nothing else missing. You identified the victim and secured a prime suspect. Very good. Never leave home without your bottle of potassium cyanide, kids. Last chance to convince the court you're a real lawyer, Trite. Don't count on any more cross-examinations after this one. So, let the fun begin. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, I think we're free to press on everything, so... Scary old man, Detective Gumshoe? There's an old man who's a regular at the restaurant where the incident happened. Ah, we're obviously talking about the same old man. Officers were dispatched right after the report came in, but the old guy still made a fuss. What took you so long? Then he hurled abuse at them, and seeds. Seeds? Ha! It was nothing. I caught each one with my teeth. Ow? I guess not even the mighty Godot can avoid being attacked by that guy. The old man was the only other customer in that place at the time. Getting on him for being a real lawyer when Godot hasn't won a case yet. Yep. He took his time finding a payphone, apparently, so he was late reporting the crime. How long was the defendant unconscious for? The officers got to the crime scene around 2:40. Maggie was still out cold in the kitchen at the time. It took another 10 minutes or so before she came to. I would have liked to have been on the scene myself. I bet you would have liked to have carried out the search, too. Phoenix. I would have loved to see Maggie asleep like that, all pretty and peaceful. Gumshoe! You're a professional detective, Gumshoe, not a professional bird watcher. I mean, he's not a professional, but he does watch birds, so... Save the romantics for your own time, detective. All I need to know is about the investigation. Oops, I guess I'm pretty red right now, aren't I? He didn't have any. Are you saying that it was stolen then? No, I don't think so. The victim didn't have a driver's license or even a credit card on him, pal. All he had was 58 cents in his wallet. 58 cents? Yeah, I can't believe I found someone with less in their wallet than me, pal. The victim sounds like he was a thoroughly miserable young man. Or some kind of outlaw. Why not give him a bit of an edge? I think I'm onto something here. Fully embracing the bird pun, yep. Wait a sec. Huh? Did I say something dumb again? Let me paraphrase what you just testified to this court. The victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what you said, yes? Yeah, basically. In that case, how were you able to identify the victim so quickly? Oh, that. He's so let down, he's got the whole sagging shoulders and puppy eyes going thing going. There was a prescription bag on the victim's table along with the lottery ticket. Seems Mr. Glenelg visited his doctor before he went to Tribulations. We got the victim's name from the medical records of the doc who prescribed the meds. That's a reliable enough source for the court. What should I do? Should I leave this alone or ask to hear more? Prescription bag. So what sort of medicine was in the bag? Well, actually, the bag we found was empty. Huh? Yeah, completely empty. It was completely empty. Huh. You're entering an empty paper bag as evidence? Desperate, aren't you, Trite? Now, what happened with the investigation after that, Detective? Yeah, again. Poor Gumshoe. But the defendant had been passed out for a while, correct? In that case, isn't it possible someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket? Hey, yeah, you've nailed it, pal. It happens to me all the time. You get evidence planted in your pocket? We had a department party the other day, and when I got home, I was wearing the boss's shoes.
Objection!
How? Keep up this crazy testimony, Detective, and those shoes will end up down your throat. Oof. Phoenix Wright is always a kangaroo kangaroo court, but it's good fun. It really is. Like, I like how it seems like all these things are tying together so far. Sorry. So, Trite, someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket? That's a pretty bold statement. Care to back it up with some evidence? Well, I'd love to if I had any. If I had one! It appears you have no evidence to support your theory, Mr. Wright. Continue with your testimony, witness. It does look like an ad is going to try to start here, but we're going to use our snoozes to see if we can make some progress before we get down to it. So, $500,000 lottery ticket and the bottle of poison were accounted for. Yeah? Interesting. If that's true, it's true that those two items are accounted for. But wasn't there another lottery ticket that was stolen that day? Oh, yeah. The one the restaurant owner took. He won a whole $1 with it. What a lucky guy, huh? And they're just going to let him get away with it? It was just $1, Detective. I guess no one cares when it's that little, except for Gumshoe. If I don't find a hole in this testimony, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. Gumshoe isn't giving us anything to work with. And we can't find any contradictions if he doesn't give us something. Yeah, that's true. Maggie and Gumshoe are like Dumb and Dumber. Our only hope is that they were so dumb they missed something obvious. Come on, Gumshoe, be the dumbest you've ever been. Oh my gosh. This is where I put my trophy. If I had one! Yeah. EK knows where I get my references from. 2000s cartoons. Oh! Oh! I think I know. Hang on. I think I know what was missing. Dang it. Ugh. Bother. Nothing was missing. There was clearly something missing. Son of a biscuit. Oh, this... Talking about the one stolen by Armstrong. They missed something obvious. What would be obvious? Also, why was she in the kitchen? The kitchen is where food items are prepared. Right, but they said that when they found her, she was passed out in the kitchen. It's like, I thought that Maggie had said something along the lines, which is not going to be relevant right now, but it's like, why? If she said she passed out from the shock of seeing the guy there, then wouldn't she have passed out on the floor of the restaurant and not back in the kitchen? Is my wondering. Anyway. But yeah. Okay. But yeah, ads are incoming. I don't know how quickly this is going to wrap up, so we are going to go ahead and let the ads run. I'm not going to let you guys miss anything, so we will do that. I'm going to take a break. I encourage you all to do the same as we do with every 3 minutes. We play an hour of ads to turn off pre-rolls, so we'll go ahead and do that, and we will be right back. Alright, thank you everybody for your patience. Let's see if we can crack this nutty testimony from Gumshoe. So nothing else was missing. Wait. The crime was reported by 2:25 by a scary old man. But then Said the time of death was between 1:30 and 2:30. Why would they say 2:30 if the crime was reported at 2:25? Nope. Okay, something's not clicking. The general time frame, yeah. What will we be missing? What am I missing? I feel like there was something that might have clicked, but now I'm blanking. Talking about Kubo. They're at 2:40. Said he think he's on to something. So he didn't have any identification. Okay, so it's on this right here. If he was desperate. Nope. Yeah, I feel, again, this feels like the moment where it's like, I feel like I can point something out, but unless I point out the specific thing the game wants me to do, then it's gonna be wrong. No, if your ideas are relevant either. Yeah, I think I'll take a small little nudge here. I mean, it's probably something dumb, but I know we've been going for about 5.5 hours, and sometimes lawyering can kind of take it out of your brain, where it's just like... I mean, they're saying, you know, like, gumshoe be dumb, see that you looked over something completely obvious, and everything. Worst case, you already saved, so it's fine, that's true. This is why we save, though. I try not to save scum, but I want to just be sure that it's like, just in case something happens, we have something we can go back to. instead of having to redo all this stuff. Especially if there's something I feel like I'm unsure about. And just right now, I feel like I'm just looking over something. This is like the only statement where Phoenix feels he's onto something. Relevant detail about this bit of evidence isn't directly about that line in the testimony. What? I don't think I follow Minstrel. Which again, probably speaks more to my brain than anything else right now. Like, I know things that were missing. The line's correct, but the odd point isn't in the line itself. Okay. We at least know that it's on this line. And we're done. Well, what kind of guy he was? If he was so broke. Oh. I don't know. We might just have to try. We might just have to try, and if we fail, then we'll go back. Wait. Well, technically, oh gosh, this is gonna be a dumb. Is that technically he didn't have any kind of identification on him, but he did if they got this bag. If they got this prescription bag off of him. Possibly. Okay, it's not wrong. Or it's not right. Good. Okay, redo. It always says the same thing, and we're guilty, and we game over, and we start over. Sorry, Maggie. The bag is how they figured out who he is, yeah. What then? Okay, I'm gonna need another nudge, because I am blanking. Something's not clicking that I felt like should have. It was stolen, he was just so broke or miserable. It wasn't the ticket, his identification didn't have to do with the bag. You're getting close to something I said. But that he was miserable? I've already tried the sports paper, I think. Although that was on there was nothing missing. Yeah, none of this makes sense. There's something Glenn should have had on his person that he didn't, besides his ID. No. Okay, so what the other thing that he was missing was the CD, but that wasn't brought up. Yeah, be more specific, because it's just not clicking with me, and that's either... again, it's probably just my brain being lawyered out. Something you should have had if he was at this cafe. Or something he should have had if he was at this cafe. They only had coffee. I don't know, something's just not clicking, unfortunately. Coffee cup was there on his table. I don't know, just go ahead and tell me what I'm supposed to do here, because this is starting to get annoying, unfortunately. And it's more annoying with myself than anything else, which, unfortunately, this is sometimes just how the early games kind of are, where it's like you're supposed to be figuring something out, but sometimes if you either get ahead or behind of where the game wants you to get, sometimes it's just what's it, you don't, it's just hard to present itself. What was the average cost of a cup of coffee? It said it was $8, and he only had like so much money. What they said they found his wallet. Wait, is it the cup of... I don't even know how that makes sense. He had no credit card, right? What, that he didn't have enough money to pay for the cup of coffee? I feel so dumb right now. Like, he's probably even dumber than they were hoping Gumshoe would be. No, it's not the cup. That or it's streamer's curse. Like, thinking about streaming and doing this and not paying attention to the game itself makes you feel like you overlook something. How expensive the place was, and now Glenn couldn't afford it. What? No. I don't know. That's what you thought it would be. Oh, I thought you had the answer. Oh. Uh. Sorry, minstrel. Yeah, this just seems like... Again, this just makes it feel like you're so... like, dumb. I thought about the lottery ticket, yeah. I mean, it's like, and I've practically presented everything that would make sense, and now it's almost like... think outside of the box or something. And again, that's the only line that Phoenix made note of. This is so stupid. Huh. Prescription bag. Hmm. Again, it stinks because it feels like there's so many points we could have been making, but the game's like, nope, that's not it, ha ha ha. You know what's going on? Hit me, minstrel. Hit me with it. Because again, this just feels so vague that they're like, oh, please be dumb, Gumshoe, but it's like, what do you want me to do? It's supposed to be obvious. It's like, the ticket was missing, the newspaper was missing, like the CD was missing, but we don't have that. His bottle is missing, but that's obviously what was being tested by Gumshoe. That was supposed to be the prescription. Like, there's a lot that's missing here that it's like, oh, it's something else. There's something obviously missing, as you've already noted. Order operations is getting, yeah, but it's like, I don't know what line I'm missing, what connection I'm missing. I was hoping we would move a little bit faster. not there. Oh, wait. Was it the insurance thing? Present the prescription bag, you mean? What the heck? What in the world, game? There's one small contradiction in your testimony. Oh ho, finally, I'm getting all anxious just waiting, so hurry up, will you? Why don't you hurry up, Gumshoe? I'll show you hurry up. You testified that nothing else was missing from the crime scene. However, the prescription bag you mentioned was empty. Oh. Did the officers recover the medicine from the scene of the crime later? No, they didn't. The victim was given a prescription right before going to Tribulations. Where, then, did the medicine disappear to? You are too cool, pal! Indeed. Due consideration wasn't given to the victim's prescription in the previous trial. Witness, why do you always overlook such vital pieces of evidence? I guess that's the most careless thing I've done so far, huh? The victim was killed by poison, and the victim's medicine mysteriously disappeared. The victim's own prescription could have been the lethal poison itself. Order! Order! Well, Mr. Godot, what do you have to say to that? Ha! That's all. What? Read for the court the name of the clinic on the prescription bag, if you will. What's the clinic's name got to do with anything? New Ear Otolaryngological Clinic? Otolaryngological. That's a word. Just what kind of illness was the victim suffering from, Mr. Godot? Hardly an illness, Your Honor. More like a bitter war wound, you could say. A war wound? The day before the incident, Mr. Elg found himself in a fight. Ow. He took a blow to the side of the head and ruptured his eardrum. Ow. He ruptured his eardrum? Then what on earth was the prescription he was given? It was a cream that was going to be applied topically inside his ear canal, not to be ingested. What? Well, it's mentioned in the autopsy report if you read the fine print. They found traces of the medication in the victim's left ear. Yes, here it is, in very, very fine print. Seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribulations. Therefore, it would be absurd to believe that he would have eaten his medication. Still find it suspicious the guy showed up at the cafe with only very little money. Yeah. Unless he used, like, all the rest of his money in his pocket to do it. Who knows? Seems that this medication is irrelevant to the case after all. No. Nick, if you don't think of something quick, it'll all be over. She's right. But I can't get away with any old weak objection. What should I do? Only moments ago, Mr. Godot made the following statement. Seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribulations. If that's the case, then why was the medication not found at the scene of the crime? The the medication in question was for topical use inside the ear canal. That doesn't change the fact that it could not be found at the crime scene. However insignificant it may seem, it's a lawyer's duty to pursue the truth. You know as well as I do that medication is irrelevant. It hardly seems like a prescription jug would contain potassium cyanide. It hardly seems likely that the coffee the waitress served would contain it either. But it did! The possibility is undeniable. Got him. That's enough. Mr. Godot, is the detective the only witness the prosecution wishes to call? Mr. Godot? I've got my own witness I'd like to call, sir. It's the old man who was there in the restaurant on the day of the murder. Victor Kudo, the pigeon hater? Very well. The matter of the disappearing medication seems little more than trivial at best. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial, and that is something that bothers me. Yay! Good job, Nick! The court will adjourn for a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear the prosecution's next witness. Ha! I suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off in my last 6 cups. Court is adjourned for recess. Alright. Fairly certain Gumshoe has no authority to call witnesses. Who knows? Yeah, it's only been an hour in the game? Whew, that was close. Tell me about it. I nearly died in there. That's my line, sir. No, it's my line. I think I really did die a little bit. Nobody died. Looks like we all nearly died in there. I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray us like that? Huh? He said he'd help me. But he totally set me up. I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie. He was backed into a corner. I mean, the guy's got to do his job, right? It's okay. I know all about lies and betrayal. I've had them my whole life. But it really hurt this time. It felt like someone punched me hard in the stomach. I hate that guy. I don't ever want to see him again. Poor Gumshoe. So the next witness is going to be that old guy from the park, right? Yeah, Mr. Kudo, lover of waitress outfits and projectile seeds. I bet he's going to be really stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know. Yeah, he's a big old grouch. Are you going to be able to handle him, Nick? Yeah, I can take whatever he throws at me, even those never-ending bird seeds. Alright, old man. Don't make us teach you this lesson again. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Maggie Bird. Mr. Godot, your next witness, please. The prosecution calls the lucky old-timer who caught the show over a cup of coffee. Will the witness please take the stand? Name and occupation, if you don't mind. The name is Victor Kudo, born and bred in the land of the rising sun. Honor and duty are what make me. Mind you, I can be quite emotional at times. We don't need to hear about that, Mr. Kudo. Just tell the court your occupation. My occupation? Ha! Listen, youngin', how much do you think there is for kimono embroidery here? Kimono embroidery? That's what I do, or did, back in Japan. I embroider family crests on kimonos. My ancestors were embroidering kimonos before this country even existed. Wow, a real craftsman. They're a dying breed. Shaking my head, should have confiscated his bird feed before letting him in the courtroom. You right? You right? Hey, maybe he could embroider my costume sometime. Anyway, like I said, there's not much demand for that kind of thing here. So I had to take a job working the cash register at a burger joint, pretending to smile. That burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen. Now then, witness, were you in the restaurant at the time of the incident? Oh, yes, I was eating some seeds over a cup of Javachino. Seeds? What do you think these are, I see. So you saw everything that happened, Gramps? Did I? Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, yes, I did. I saw it all. Then please, tell the court. We're all ears. Sure, sure. I'll tell you. I'll tell you every last detail. He's really getting into this. Probably because he's actually getting attention. The young man was reading the sports paper. The serving girl brought him a Javachino, but she put something in it. The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, and then collapsed. That's the serving girl, right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. Mr. Kudo, she is not a serving girl. Please refer to her as a waitress. Ha! You're as bad as the rest of them. All these newfangled words. What's wrong with old-fashioned ones, I think you and the judge are probably about the same age, so you need to stop. And newfangled? All this talk of radios and glasses, it's wireless and spectacles, I tell you. Excuse me. Listen to me, everyone. Don't forget the old values. Don't let the good old days slip away. Oh, he's actually quite tall. I was thinking he was much shorter. Well, I think it's time to begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Good luck, Phoenix. You're gonna need it. Okay. So you saw the victim then. You saw Mr. Glenn Elg. I wanted to know if Guts and Braun retained his championship or not. So he was looking at the sports paper the victim was reading, huh? And at the location in question. There are partitions between tables on the same side of the restaurant, right? So what if there are? If you say that you could see the victim, that means you were sitting at the table on the other side of the restaurant, correct? Ha! I go to that place to drink Javachino. I don't go to sit. I don't remember which table I was sitting at. I mean, you go there to eye the waitress. Mr. Kudo, that is a very grave accusation. Are you sure about what you saw? Victor Kudo never makes mistakes. I dot every T and cross every I. Anyway. I see. My eyesight's fine. The doctor said I only need spectacles for reading and driving. I bet his eyes are only really fine when he's scoping out a waitress. And I saw what the serving girl put into the Javachino as well. Bet I know it's coming up, and something tells me I'm not going to like it. Your Honor, we need more clarification on what was put into the victim's coffee. I'd like to ask that the witness add what he knows about this to his testimony. I agree. Witness, will you enlighten us, please? Sure. There's no question about it. She very conspicuously put some white powder in there. Did she really put that into the coffee? You doubt me, boy? She took out a small brown bottle and sprinkled it in. Couldn't she have been adding sugar? Sugar in a small brown bottle like that? Like that? Witness, could you please describe the bottle in more concrete terms? Ha! A bottle like this, perhaps? Oh, there it is. That's the one. That's the bottle of potassium cyanide, I presume? So what did the accused put into the coffee? I think it's clear, don't you? Sip of it, pain and collapsed. He took just one sip? You youngins, you waste everything. Those Javachinos cost $8. In the good old days, we would have drank every last drop, eaten the cup, and then died. What? Congratulations, you have earned the title of battiest man to grace a courtroom. So it was an immediate death. Well, with potassium cyanide, I suppose that is possible. Oh yes, he slumped over without so much as a twitch. I felt the Javachino I just drank turn sour in my stomach. Oh yes, I know that feeling. And the waitress? I presume she is... That title might still belong to the ace detective, you right. Remember her... You said I remember her well in reference to the waitress. Does she have any particular features that you can identify her by? Particular features? It's a disgrace, that's what it is. Sorry. You can see all the way up to her... You know. She's dude. So the particular feature you recognize about the waitress is her outfit? But anyone could wear just such a uniform, even me. Mr. Wright, please spare the court of any further mental anguish from that image. Don't get all excited, Nick. You've got to keep yourself together. I guess I got a bit carried away. There are other things I recognize about her, too. Seems pretty sure of herself. What should I do? Sure, you saw a waitress take the coffee over to the victim. Well, what matters is whether that waitress was Maggie Bird or not. Quite right. Mr. Kudo, these other features that you recognize about the defendant, I would ask you to add them to your testimony. Sure, sure. There was ribbon in her hair and her apron straps were loose. You do seem to remember several details about her appearance, but what about the most crucial detail of all, her face? Huh, as if I wouldn't remember that. The witness noticed the straps on the accused apron. He's unlikely to make a mistake about her face. That's right, I can even tell you the color of the ribbon in her hair. It was red. So you see, there's nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight. There's no doubt he remembers the waitress pretty well. What should I do? I get the feeling there's something more to this somehow. Her straps were loose, though. Even Maggie has said, though, that she's between her smile and her figure. So then why would the straps be loose? Mr. Kudo, you seem especially interested in straps. Why is that? Well, what? The ribbon in her hair, the straps on her apron. What's the fascination? Fascination? Objection. People have all kinds of fetishes, trite. We don't need to embarrass the witness. He's kind of already embarrassed himself. Listen up, you young upstarts. I haven't got some sick strap fetish. Is there any relevance to the witness's unusual love for straps, Mr. Wright? I was just curious as to why he was so fixated on the waitress's straps. I said I haven't got a strap fetish. How many times do I have to repeat myself? Very well. Continue with your testimony, Mr. Kudo, and make it strapless. Do you think old CD really saw Maggie do it? Well, he probably had his eye on the waitress the whole time. That's why he was there. He was there for the cute outfits, right? Not the waitress. I guess. She makes a good point, though. Hey, did I just say something clever? I wonder if the waitress Mr. Kudo saw really was Maggie. That's what we have to figure out, Nick. Okay, let's do this. If he noticed the straps, if he was looking at her outfit, wouldn't he notice the stains? Dang it. Fine. I'm almost kind of tempted to see if we can go back to that. I'll just go from here. I was thinking about going back to where we had more health, but then when I have to go through all the other stuff. Oh. Wrong thing. Water. Yes, it's like the classic stance that they have Maggie in of her saluting. Okay, I get the feeling this is gonna be the deal, so... Let me do this. Okay. Go back to where we had full health, because Fudge trying to redo all this stuff, all the other stuff with 2 health. Again, I feel like the straps are important. Like, if she's curvy, then I don't feel like the straps would be loose on her. And we're doing all this, that they missed the medication. And then Gumshoe was like, hey, I have somebody I want to call. And then they're like, oh, this makes a new point. Etc, etc. And then we'll just have to press everything he says. Clearly the game thinks elsewise, yeah. Alright. We at least know the idea is that we need to press everything. Also, I know that they're trying to, like, say that this takes place in the US, but it's like, it's, you know, it's clearly Japan. It's like he's kind of supposed to be a craftsman. And then saying those are seeds, but I think those are supposed to be soybeans. In the paper. And then he remembers a good bit about her. He asks her about how she looked.
Objection!
Oh. Is it possible you never saw the waitress from the front? Ha! He's got you there, Gramps. People normally talk about facial features when they're asked to describe someone. But this witness's testimony is nothing but straps and ribbons. This is harassment. I tell you I'm not obsessed with straps or ribbons. I'm just telling you what I saw. Mr. Kudo, the court requests that you add details about any identifying features you observed from the front, that is, to your testimony. Sure, sure. This old man's testimony is getting longer and longer, and if I can't find a hole in it soon, it'll get even longer, I bet. This is what we needed. We just asked about the wrong thing, because that seemed like it was a red herring. Bingo. Mr. Kudo, I would like you to please take a look at this. That filthy thing would suit filth just like you just perfectly. Actually, it reminds me of what my grandson looks like just after he's done eating. Have you ever seen this before? Of course I haven't. Do you think I'd forget something as dirty as that? Well, you half-witted clot. Well, what? What is it? Ever since I said, you half-witted clot, there's been an eerie silence in here. Mr. Kudo, this apron is the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning. And as you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this. Which means, if you had really seen this apron before, yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress from the front. Oops. Oops, he says. Witness, you can't just oops your way out of this. Huh. Well, well. Looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands. Listen, Trite, here are the facts. On the day of the incident, there was only one waitress in the restaurant. That being the defendant, Miss Maggie Bird? Exactly. And when that one waitress put the poison into the coffee cup, this old guy was watching. I hope you understand the gravity of the situation, Mr. Kudo. The fate of the defendant may rest on what you say you remember seeing. Just tell the court exactly what you saw, Gramps. You can rely on me, Captain. My noggin's in perfect working order. I can't remember a single occasion when I forgot what burger a customer wanted. He can't remember? Probably more like he messed up so many that he's blocking it out. Very well. Let's test just how good your memory and attention to detail is, Mr. Kudo. Tell us what you remember about the victim. He was another of those pesky young types, wearing a broken pair of spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and the noisy brat kept rustling his pages. The young man was listening to the wireless. I remember that well. Then the serving girl in question brought over the Javachino. The little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. The testimony we have just heard was to test how credible the witness's memory is. Seems to me that he remembers the victim in a great deal of detail. Oh yes, I hate those you-know-what types who are so vague about everything. How are we going to handle this, Nick? We only need to do one thing. We just need to prove that the old man's memory is shot. Just trip him up, you mean? Isn't that kind of cruel? I suppose, but it's what I do best. Okay, Nick. Alright, Phoenix, let's go. Broken pair of spectacles. Spectacles? Dark glasses to you. One of the lenses was green, but the other was broken. Newfangled rubbish. That's why I remember him so well. He did have some kind of lens over his left eye, but I wouldn't have called it a pair of glasses. He seems to have been wearing some rather modern-looking shades. Perhaps I should take to wearing some and rival Mr. Godot's sharp appearance. Ah! We better come up with something sharp and quick. Guess I'll wait and see if I should challenge him about the spectacles. I hate those you-know-what types that are vague about everything. I'll take self-contradictory statements for 2,000, please. Yeah. The wireless? The decadent young rascal? In my day, it was one or the other. Read the paper or listen to the wireless. Oh boy. I'm using an earpiece. It's selfish, that's what it is. I was straining my ears, but I couldn't catch any of it. Was he that desperate to listen to the radio? What are you looking at me? What are you looking at me like that for, Ow! Then the serving girl in question brought over the Javachino. His free hand? Yes. Which hand was that? Weren't you listening before? Cloth ears? I said he was rustling the newspaper with his right hand, didn't I? If his free hand wasn't his right hand, then which hand is it, you moron? Ow! Perhaps the great Mr. Trite has 3 hands. Yeesh, I was only asking. No need to gang up on me and treat me like a freak. whole point of this cross-examination is to establish one thing. That this old guy's memory has more holes than a slice of Swiss. Guess we just need to find a contradiction in his testimony somewhere. Anything will do, even the smallest detail. We just need one mistake and he's ours. Great, dude. It would have been his left hand. Wait. The only way he could have picked that up and drank it that way was if he picked it up with his right hand, though. Hold on. Yeah, even that emote, it's like, even though it looks like it's in the hand on the left, it's the emote's right, you know, to be consistent. Got him. Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of this testimony? That this was a way of testing the credibility of your memory? I know, there's nothing wrong with my memory, I tell you, nothing. If I got anything wrong, I'll eat these seeds and sing the pigeon song. Is that like the duck song? Care to tell us where this is going, Trite? According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand, while drinking coffee with his free hand, which would make that his left. What is this, kindergarten? But I would like the court to please take a look at this. That's the cup the victim used, correct? Yes, and on the rim you'll notice the mark left by the victim's lips. Yes, there is a stain left by the coffee. If you consider where that stain is, you'll clearly see that the victim was holding the cup in his right hand. But how? Well, Mr. Kudo, the court is waiting for your epic performance. You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song. Ah! Mr. Kudo, I'm afraid this is simply not acceptable. I think the witness had better go back to the park where he came from. Wait! If you think I'm going to stand here and listen to you tell me I'm mad, you're wrong. I don't care about that dirty coffee cup. I know what I saw. You still insist on your testimony? That young brat was holding the cup in his left hand. Oh yes, no question. I'm a good law-abiding citizen, I am. It's that dead young hotbot and you spiky-haired yahoo who are at fault. Who, me? Thank you, old man. We've heard quite enough from you already. Don't call me old man, old man. Been around for 68 years, I have. You can't ignore me. Listen to what I've got to say! I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but sure, why not hear a little more? But Mr. Godot, this is my 16th cup of coffee, so this is your final stand. Thank you, Captain. You can rely on Victor. Oh boy. So what, we only have so much left, is that it? Alright, we'll see if we can get this done in like 15 minutes. Since that's how much snooze time we have. The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. He kept fiddling with it all the time. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the coffee, too. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. Oh. We know that the victim was wearing an unusual monocle over his left eye. It wasn't a monocle, Your Honor. It was a small computer monitor often used by programmers. A monitor? You mean like a television screen? The inside of the lens is a screen that displays computer data. It's called an HMD. It's a common tool in the victim's line of work. HD, TV, DVD, CD, all these newfangled letters drive me mad, but they don't matter. I know what I saw, and I'm telling the truth. It's true. He doesn't seem to be lying. And those are the facts, in good old black and white. I think I see where this is going. So he's wearing it on the left side of his face, which is true. Just press everything. So the victim was wearing an HMD. What does it matter? It was none of them, actually, but anyway. And you're sure that he was wearing the earpiece on the same side? No question. I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting. Yeah, that's pretty obvious if you look at the floor plans. On the opposite table, he'd only have a view of the side of the victim's head. It seems you kept an eye on Mr. Glenn Elg. He was getting on my nerves, rustling that newspaper and fiddling with his earpiece all the time. And then he went and made all that fuss, dying from one sip of Javachino. I wanted to say to him, "Calm down, you young brat." Just looking at him made me suddenly speed up my seed eating. I could have choked. So I take it the victim was a walking ball of nervous energy. The earpiece you mentioned. Which hand did the victim touch it with? You're one of those people, aren't you? You're the type that uses your left hand to get things out of your right pocket. Or fastens your left cuff with your right hand. How else would you do that? And when the tour guide says, "On your right side, you'll see the famous blah blah," you're the only one who deliberately looks left. Well, aren't you? No, I didn't mean... Obviously used the hand on the same side of his body that the earpiece was in. Ow! So if he had the HMD on his left side, that it was his left hand, I guess. You seem very sure of yourself, Mr. Kudo. That's because I know what I saw, no matter what tricks you try to play on me. Looks like you really did see the guy picking up the cup with his left hand. This is a dead end. Well, Nick, what do you think? I think the guy's telling the truth, but even so, something's not quite right. Then chuck evidence in him until he breaks! And if he's not lying, there wouldn't be any contradictions in his testimony, right? It's true it's on his left hand. Oh. The earpiece on the same side of his spectacles, or of his monocle, which wouldn't make sense because his eardrum was ruptured. He couldn't hear it, and neither should he have something in his ear at the time of the injury. Betting this is it. Got it. Okay. I'm not sure what the relevance of this is, but... Mr. Kudo, there is something very strange about your observations of the victim. What? You say he was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the HMD. No question, you can lock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear, no doubt. I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting. I don't think so. What did you say? You're no doubt unaware of this fact, Mr. Kudo. But the victim couldn't hear with his left ear. His eardrum was ruptured. Eh? Traces of medication for his condition were found in his ear canal. That's right. It's impossible that the victim was wearing his earpiece in his left ear, because he couldn't even hear it in that ear. Is that true, Captain? It is. Beep beep pigeon! Pretty pigeon! Well, there's the pigeon song. Doesn't sound anything like the duck song, but whatever. Order, order, order! This witness's testimony is completely unreliable. He only saw the waitress from behind. And he claims the victim was wearing an earpiece when we know his eardrum was ruptured. Well, Mr. Godot? Can we lock him up, please? Right? A single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure black magic in the cup. Oh, so he likes his coffee black is what he's saying. This old man is my drop of milk. Captain, are you calling me a drip? I mean, it kind of is. This is the victim's coffee cup in which the potassium cyanide was found. The mark of the rim clearly shows that the victim picked it up with his right hand. I'll never back down. I know I'm right. The lad drank his Chavachino with his left hand. Let me put you out of your misery. Clearly, the victim used both hands. He took a sip with the cup held in his right hand and then switched to his left. That's what the old man saw. That wouldn't make any sense. Impossible. The witness has already testified on numerous occasions that the victim died immediately after taking just one sip. Which hand the victim used to pick up his cup is irrelevant, Your Honor. No, it's not. The facts still stand. With one hand or the other, Mr. Elg drank the poison coffee, like this. Sadly, Mr. Godot, that doesn't wash. The point of this testimony was to establish whether the witness's memory is credible. And the results are clear. The testimony given by this witness is useless. Ugh. I believe it is time to conclude today's proceedings. I am satisfied that the witness is not deceiving the court. But to be frank, his testimony is a farce. Did you have to be so frank? Take that, you pompous old fogey. I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, you can't reach me from there. I'm ordering the defense and the prosecution to investigate this case further. That is all for now. This court is adjourned. Oh. Wait! If we stop now, where does that leave me? Leave you, Mr. Kudo? Thanks to that blue-suited young upstart over there, I'm just a bumbling old man who can't even dot his T's or cross his I's now. Obviously, your eyes are crossed if you couldn't see correctly. Oh! How bad is your memory? How is your bad memory my fault? I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but there's nothing I can do. I've kept my mouth shut until now. But there's something else the court should know. What? There's more? To be perfectly honest, it might not be anything. But I want another chance. I want another crack at you, you young shark. Me? He's looking at me like I'm some sort of evil shogun. Well, everyone, what do you say to one final showdown? The final chapter in this eccentric old man's scrapbook. Sorry, Gramps. I've already had my 17th cup of coffee. I thought it was 16! I thought it was 16, dude! What have you got to lose, Captain? I'll give you all the Javachino you want if you come to my house after the trial. I may be 68 years old, but Victor Kudo is still a man! That's enough, witness. I believe it will be quicker for the court to just hear your testimony. You bet! Much, much quicker. I can't believe this is happening. You better get ready, youngster. I get the picture. Just quit throwing those seeds at me, would you? He's got to be using some sort of infinite ammo code with that box of seeds. Alright, this is the final snooze. We'll see if we can do it. First of all, oh, we slowed down. I want to stress that this might be nothing. I'm not too sure of it myself. The young boy slumped over the table as soon as he took one sip of his Javachino. Well, the clumsy idiot upset the vase. He knocked it right over. It broke, and the strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. Well, how about that? Turn things upside down, Is that all? Yes, that's all. I remember it perfectly. Eh? You doubting me again? You're doubting a poor defenseless old man? No, we're not doubting you, Mr. Kudo. Don't you get the feeling there's a question hanging on everyone's lips, Nick? Yeah. So what? Probably. That's all I can think of, and I have to cross-examine this guy. You're a bird brain. That's why that's all you can think of. Very well. Mr. Wright, your final cross-examination, please. Alright. Soaked in water, you mean? Yes, it splashed me on the knee as well. You said you were sitting at the table across the room from the victim, right? And yet the water still managed to splash onto you? It was cold! I clearly remember it splashing me. Could the water really make it all the way across the other side of the room? Aha! Hang on. I had a feeling this is where it was going. Mr. Kudo, this is a photograph of the crime scene. So what? He asked the question. Look carefully at the table. The vase is there, intact. Huh? Lost your tongue, Granddad? I'm no granddad of yours, Hopscotch! Ow! Enough! If you throw any more seeds in this courtroom, the cleaners will be here all night. Ah! What is it now? I just remembered something. Yes, go on. The broken vase. It was on my table. What? Oh, well, you see. It startled me when that young lad collapsed, so I stood up. That must have been when it fell over. The vase on my table, I mean. The vase on your table? Yes, it was on my table. And that's how my groin came to be completely soaked. Ugh. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Mr. Kudo. You've certainly earned your kudos for today. I'd like to ask a question now. Have I been any use at all? Perhaps there's something you should reflect on yourself, Mr. Kudo. Wait a minute. If that's the case, there's more. I've got more to say. Oh yes, I remember something else. Dude. Bailiff, escort the witness out of the courtroom. What? Listen to me! Ay. Well, we seem to have been considerably sidetracked, and I am still not in a position to deliver a verdict. The defendant has not been positively identified as the waitress in question. Additionally, there are two disparities in the testimony we have heard thus far. The mark on the coffee cup that the victim supposedly drank from with his left hand, and the earpiece, which was inserted into his left ear, out of which he couldn't hear. Wow, Nick, you did it! I therefore require both the defense and the prosecution to further investigate the facts. Yes, Your Honor. There's one more thing before I call today's session to an end. Well, one more thing, Your Honor. The witness we just heard from. He is most insistent that his testimony should be of use, so he summarized it accordingly into this statement. Okay. You may each have a copy of it if you wish. Whatever. The prosecution doesn't need props like that. But I was really mad, huh? Yeah, I would be too. Very well. Here you are then, Mr. Wright. There are 3 copies, my own, yours, and Mr. Godot's. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, I'm sorry? This isn't a piece of testimony. More like a 5-year-old's apology. What the heck are we supposed to do with 3 copies? That is all. This court is adjourned. We did it, chat. We did it! But yeah, sadly, ads are about to happen. We are going to go ahead and call it there for today. So thank you everyone so much for watching. Whether you've lurked or chatted, I appreciate all of you being here for the trial, even as frustrating as it gets at some point. I do apologize. But we've made it farther, no less. We will be back with more of this on Friday. We'll see if we can finish the rest of this trial on Friday and such, and we will go from there. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed yourself. If you had fun, I encourage you to follow so you know what we are doing and when. So we will be live again on Friday, and thank you all for your enjoyment, hints, clues, excitement, and hints and such. If you've missed anything, you can always check out the YouTube where everything is. If you want to continue to stay up with us, you can always join the community Discord as well, so you can know when we're going live and just interact with a bunch of lovely people. For now, let me see if there's someone I want to send you guys to, and we will go from there. And if the ads go off, I do apologize. Again, it's hard to time ads with a game like this, so. Let me see. Oh, perfect. We're gonna go see Dr. Doobie. He is playing Persona 5 Tactica, supposedly in one of the newest entries in Persona 5, so I do encourage you to go over, wish him well, and whatnot. Yeah. But yeah, again, it's good to have fun with Ace Attorney, but I also realize that this can be extremely frustrating, especially when we get caught in moments like this. But hopefully we'll just keep going from now on. But yeah, that's gonna be all for me. So for now, I hope you all will have a lovely day or evening wherever you are in the world, and I hope I'll see you all again soon. We're gonna go over Raid Dr. Doobie. Just go over post a bullseye 2-1 flower or a high or whatever. And I'll see you guys again soon. Take care, everyone.